at this. Meh. Brr.
Hello, lovelies. Um, it's been a bit of a chaotic start to our stream, but just before we kick off, my loading screen today, oh crap, my loading screen for today was based on the fact that we were going to go boating, but we had a last minute change of plans, and we are now knee deep in a bloodbath, accidentally. So, but for when we do go boating, you can fit twice as many in a boat if they're bunnies. That was the point. Never mind. Anyway, so I am back on the Epic servers. Yes. Thank you, Banana Debt. I am back on the Epic servers after a month because I'm afraid we missed the last Epic Adventures because I was poorly. Was indeed a boatful. Back on the Epic servers with my adventuring buddies. So I've got Ruffle and I've got Taro on voice with me. And I've also got the rest of my Epic Adventuring team here. So I'm going to turn my loading screen off. And something's gone wonky with pathing. And I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but mobs seem to be pathing towards people, I know Scooter's noticed this because Scooter's been shouting about this all week. Mobs seem to be pathing towards us from, like, leagues away, and sometimes it's almost as if they just drop out of the sky by their hordes. So here we were just, like, standing in what was actually quite an empty, like, little spot of the wilderness, and I don't know how many trolls and spiders and lions and goblins and other things came for us, but it was a lot.
All of them, I think.
Yeah, all of them. Like, we were watching them coming over the hillside. Like, we were fighting, I don't know, 6 or 7 things, and then another, like, 3 trolls and 2 spiders or whatever just came rolling over the hillside, and it's been kind of chaotic. Just a few. Yeah, so there's like, these are some of the corpses from the last, like, 5-10 minutes. It's been a bit of a mess, and I'm pretty sure we've buried some as well. So anytime we go anywhere, we are likely to just attract more mobs. But before we kick off what we're actually here to do, let me just catch up on chat, because as you'll have seen by my rather clumsy start to the stream, I was like, I don't know, mid something or whatever to the team, and then I was like, oh shit, 16 seconds, we're on, fuck. So it's going great. Hi Bananadet, hi Massa. Hello, Wolf, Maddune, Ruffle. Hi, Bun. Hi, Mumin. Hi, Calvert. How you doing? Hello, Galandria. Hi, Tantail. Have I missed anybody? Hello to anybody else who's lurking in chat. Feels like an age since I last streamed, even though I guess it was last weekend before last. I don't know. I've missed a couple lately, but it has been 4 weeks since we were last on the Epic servers, and look at that, the sun is just coming up. I picked a perfect spot to stand in, surrounded by all of these many mobs.
Oh, yes.
So
magnificent.
So yes, as you'll have seen, like, my nice sedate, like, loading music, my loading screen, everything was geared towards us having a nice gentle sailing adventure today, and we are not. Instead, we're going to get knee deep in rift mobs, because there is a rift. And we were like, well, it's a little bit risky to do a rift on stream on a PvP server, but it needs doing. And Scooter's Alliance very kindly also held off doing doing the rift without us for a little while longer. So we've also got some friends here assembled. And I think whilst I was faffing about trying to get the stream started, I think people have been maybe collecting rift hearts and things. Because apparently if you don't do a rift for a while, I don't know how long this one has been active, but if you don't do a rift for a while, the wave 1 rift mobs just sort of give up and die. So we're standing here at this rift, which is underway. Oh no, it's still showing us wave 1, but because we haven't sacked the hearts, but there's not a rift mob in sight and we didn't kill him. Calvert, you should be here. There's nymphs. Oh, there is a cave of nymphs. Wait, where is the cave of nymphs? You told me a moment ago, Wolf. Ruffle and Maddune, people who've been paying more attention than me. Have we got rift hearts? Do we need to be...
I've got 2.
How do you get rift hearts if the rift mobs just keel over? Because don't their bodies decay?
I hold on to some, but I haven't got good storage here, so I've only got 2 left. But you
save them? You have to save the rift heart. Scooter's saying they save the rift hearts in the LMCs, and then you have to transport them over.
Even on SFI, I keep rift hearts in my horse saddle bags so that I've got them ready, so I don't have to go butchering things if I need to go and burn them. They're already there.
So what happens if you don't have rift hearts saved?
You have to have salt.
Ugh. I mean, as you can tell on SFI, rifts never last long enough for that to happen, but I guess on the Epic servers sometimes there have been, like, rifts that have sat around for a while. Is it this cave? Oh, it is this cave. Wait, hang on. Do I have... Oh my goodness. Have I got a lantern? Let's find out if I've got a lantern. Whilst rift hearts are on their way so that we can start our rifting in earnest. I'm sure I have... There we go. There's a lantern. Don't know whether it's actually got anything in it. I guess we're going to find out. See if we can see your nymphs for you, Calvert.
You know what?
Hello,
Do you know
Stablam.
what exactly?
Nymphs. It's a cave of nymphs, and as soon as I turn my lantern on, we should see, except I've now lost my lantern again. Let there be light. It contains no oil. God damn it. Do I have tar? Does anybody have tar? You might just have to imagine what these look like, Calvert. Because I don't think I've got any fuel. I'm in the... Okay. I'm in the nymph cave. Hang on, I shall come back out of the nymph cave.
Oh, there you are.
By the tower. So,
I didn't know there was a nymph cave, so...
Wolf just told me there was, so I came to look at it, you know, for Calvert's sake. Who's now been thoroughly frustrated by my teasing. Any minute now, you might get to see some nymphs, because I know that you're short of nymphs over on the Southern Freedom Isles on Full Spring, which has only, like, what, 50, 60 nymphs scattered about it. Thank you, Ruffle.
We come see this nymph cave. That's okay.
Of course it is. As long as you haven't got a...
Oh, wow. So there is.
You have got a lantern lit. You spoiled my big reveal.
Oh, sorry.
Outrageous. There you go. I didn't actually need it after all, it turns out, because Ruffle's got a light on her. That is quite a lot of nymphs, actually.
It's because someone said it was dark earlier, so I lit mine.
Ruiner of things. Ruiner of things.
Sorry.
Of course, I still haven't actually filled my lantern. Let me try that. I know what I'm doing. It's all good. It's all good. No, it's no good going away now. You spoiled it. Anyway, yes, there we go. That's, they even go... Oh, I think the tiles have collapsed on them. It looks like this is a collapsed corner, so somewhere crushed under this collapse, there was more nymphs, probably. We found a few weird nymph caves, actually, over here. Didn't you guys find one where they were all, like... Or is this the one? I thought they were all sort of, like, worshipping around a central point. You're going to get you a cave on Thul now. I thought you were going to get you a barn on Full Spring. You're grasshoppering all over the place. Anyway, so yeah. we've got Meemers here, we've got Ruffle, we've got Taro, we've got Wolf. Scooter is once again escorting us. I can't get out of this bloody cave. We don't have Tan with us today, unfortunately. She might be able to catch up with us later, but we have got her in chat. And we are... Oh, I'm stuck on a cave entrance. No, I'm just stuck on a tile edge. And we are waiting for Rift Hearts to be transported over, because who knew that you could break rifts? They're here. Right, go for it. Go for it. Get sacking your hearts then. And I suppose that the danger is, of course, if we have to run back to our tents, anytime we run back to our tents, we might find ourselves just swamped with mobs, and I can't even now remember where we put... Where did we put our tents?
I don't know. I generally don't even aim for my tent when I run. I just run away.
There they are. Okay. Okay. Tents to the north. We're good. No breeding nymphs.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Wait, is that mobs coming?
Yep.
Okay. So our tents are literally just outside the rift zone. We may not have put them far enough away. I don't yet know if rift mobs are also wonky with their pathing, but I guess we're going to find out. And bear in mind that unlike on the Southern Freedom Isles or the Northern Freedom Isles, where most of us usually play, we don't have any life transfer weapons here. We haven't got any enchanted gear. I'm in quality 70 studded leather, and I have a runed maul and a loss of cotton. And Tan, who is our faux priest, is not with us. On the plus side, there's enough of us here. We've got like 14 of us in local, so there's enough of us here that we should be all right. Maybe, probably. I think. How loud is that sounding for you guys? Because I can turn the word capture down, because there's going to be a lot of fighting this stream, and it occurs to me that might be louder than you'd like. Tell you what I can also do. Let's just turn it down a little bit there as well. It has been... Do you know, I don't think I have done a Rift since before they did the Rift changes and brought in the Colossuses. So I might be a little bit behind on what's different about rifts now. Ruffle, you've been rifting, right?
Yes.
Quite a lot since
What would
then.
you like to know?
I don't know, like what? Ow. Ow.
I have only been rifting since they changed it.
Ah, you've only been a since. Okay, I was only a before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what else they brought in other than the Colossuses, which obviously we haven't built. So I think they took one wave out. It used to be 4 waves, and now it's 3. Is that right? I'm trying not to
It is
die,
3.
Meemers.
It
Okay,
is 3.
so it's now 3 rift waves. We still get a War Master though, right?
Yeah.
Wait, I haven't got LT to help me out. I might die. Let's test and see if their pathing is also wonky enough to follow me out of the rift zone. Are they going to follow? They are. Oh well. Some of them have turned back. Some of them have not. Guess we're going to find out. Have I got some wool? Have I? They're still very much coming. Yep. Are they going to keep coming? Whoops. Well, Scooter's come and intercepted like a gentleman. Where did I put all my goddamn cotton? We're fine. We're fine. So if anybody wants to take bets on who's going to die first, it's entirely possible that one of us will die. Even if we handle the rift mobs well.
My
the risk-
counter got reset.
Did
2
it?
days ago. Yeah.
How did you die?
In a goblin camp. I got shield bashed and I couldn't move to run away.
Ouch.
And then I got mobbed by like all of the goblins.
The Saint, Specialist the Saint, is fighting in cloth, which is pretty brave. Is that a priest by any chance? Yeah,
She does that.
I mean, rifts can already be kind of overwhelming, but we might be alright if we stay on top of it. But rifts without life transfer, with very limited healing, like lighter foe. I mean, I'm a mag priest. I can do little heals, but I can't do like foe heals. But also with the potential for us just pulling shitloads of non-rift mobs. Whoa, Taro's looking a bit ropey up there. I can see circumstances in which this might turn into a bloodbath. With or without rift mobs involved.
Ooh, too many things hitting me at the same time.
Yeah, that's
You
what
reckon-
happened to me. Got mobbed.
Yeah.
Oh, and now I'm stuck on a cliff, like a genius. Good.
I don't know why I'm going back in and engaging. I really shouldn't be because I wasn't done healing. I'm getting distracted.
Got excited.
Yeah. Well, it's me. I wanted to be in on the action, but also I'm so
kill all
used
the
to.
things,
I'm so used
but
to.
especially myself.
I'm so used to having a life transfer weapon. So when you back out to start healing, and then you see just one little one that's already targeting somebody else, that's usually quite a safe point to run in because it's probably not going to switch to targeting me. But I might get some life transfer heals off it. So that's normally what I do at rifts, and of course I can't do that here because
No, not so much.
no life transfer. So let's deal with some of these.
Rude. The rift beasts come to visit me when I'm trying to heal.
One of the first things we found out about Serenity is that it is perpetually covered in rift resources. Though, it's just like all across whether or not there's a rift active at the moment, all across the countryside, Serenity ends up littered with rift resources, abandoned after rifts. And I don't know if that's the same for the other servers as well. Wait, why can't I'm cleaning instead of first aiding. Hey! Somebody did me a heal. Thank you kindly. You've got mobs inside... Wait, mobs inside their camoing. Oh, have we got normal mobs in the rift as well? That's the fun. I've completely forgotten what I was saying now. Yeah, so Meemers was saying that rift mobs can follow you a few tiles out, which is quite correct. They can follow you a few tiles out, which is why I think our tents might be a little bit close. On the plus side, rift mobs don't seem to be pathing towards us from a billion tiles away. Just normal mobs. Which is a bit overwhelming when it's a few trolls and some spiders and some goblins and some rats and some lions. It's a lot worse, though, when it's something like, say, a unique. which comes pathing from a long, long way away to find you. And
Oh, a rift mob just came to visit me, and I am well out of the rift zone.
oh, so maybe they are doing it. Maybe it's just that
Wasn't
these
with
ones
me.
are mostly engaged.
It didn't even hit me. It just came over to me, looked at me, and went away.
What are we going to do without the best healer in the whole of the EU? Well, we might die, Massa. That's what might happen. Also, do you know what? I think this is one of the things that changed with the Rift update, because I haven't been to a Rift since before then. I've come and done a little bit on Colossuses. I've come and done a little bit on Colossuses for Rifts that are not active, but I haven't actually gone rifting in some time since they brought in the Rifts. Come back, you silly bugger. I'm chasing these things, they're all going, they're all running away from me. Come back.
They run away. It's really annoying.
Come back. Well, you used to be able to engage them and more or less, like, they would then turn and fight you, but these ones, they just don't want to.
No, I've got one here. It doesn't want to know. Who wants to
So
fight
the
me?
problem
Someone
is,
fight me.
whoever they're zoned in on, they don't seem to be wanting to give it up. Right, is somebody now hitting me? There we go, I've got one. What was I going to say? One of the things I think they changed, which completely threw me, like, I don't know, half an hour ago or whatever when I logged in, was this difference in terrain. So Rifts always used to mess up terrain, and very, very early days when they first introduced Rifts, they also used to pockmark the landscape. And that was something that they got rid of, I want to say quite quickly, but actually I'm not sure it was all that quick. Got one behind me as well, which isn't helping. But it used to mess up the terrain as well, not just sort of ruin the trees, but also it would make the terrain really, really uneven. In some cases, it would introduce sort of, I don't know, slopes or damage that players couldn't rectify. So they stopped Rifts from sort of pockmarking the terrain quite early on, but they didn't have this sort of, this kind of rift-scarred landscape. This wasn't a feature of Rifts, or if it was, I failed to notice it the whole time we were doing it. Maybe somebody can confirm for me. It didn't used to look like this, right? Because now it's really cool, like, the trees that remain in the rift zone and the ground and everything, it all looks like scarred and burnt. And it threw me right off, because I was like, I don't remember this. How you doing over there, Tara? Are you still alive?
I'm still alive.
Excellent, well done. I'm mostly still alive.
I couldn't persuade any of them to attack me until I started on one, and then several more came over.
Yeah, well, if you manage to...
I was literally chasing them all around the rift beam, and none of them would engage. Even, you know, no matter what I targeted, they all just ran away from me.
Usually if you manage to engage a jackal, then the rift beasts will engage you, because they put jackals onto you. I don't even know where our tents are. But if anybody was taking bets on who might die first, and your bet was on me, I think that might have been quite a good bet, because whilst I'm still on 14% health right now, I get so distracted on stream it is entirely possible I will just die here talking, waffling, and not paying attention. Probably. I see we've got a rift summoner over there as well, so I'm just going to get out of the rift zone and see. I see, thank you.
I wonder if I'm taking a lot of...
Vic, who's following me to heal me?
Random troll from out of nowhere has come to also attack me.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I feel like we should be singing They'll Be Coming Round the Mountain, because they bloody are, like in little waves.
Just leave me alone.
Ah, the rat's fighting one of them. That's cool.
I am being healed. I am being healed by Victorka at the moment, who is very kindly also giving me heals. But my point is we don't have a party healer, Tantail, so I'm probably getting privileged heals because I'm streaming what I'm doing, which might keep me alive longer than somebody else. But I do also, actually, as a mag priest, I should be doing some of my own mini heals. I wonder if I should have done I know mag priests have combat buffs. Does anybody actually use them? Are they good? I've never really been a sort of a pre-raid buffs kind of a person. Ah, there's my thingy. Oh, hello friend. Oh, look at that. So I was like 2 tiles out of the rift zone and that one turned back. So maybe we'll be alright with these tents.
Did I just brutally that one? Where's it gone?
Oh no, this one's coming though.
The rift jackal I was fighting is now fighting the troll that came to hit me as well. Like, hey, it was my fight.
It does get pretty chaotic in rifts. Like, normally, I don't know, like, 8 out of 10 times when I find a rift scouting party, it's because I hear them attacking the local wildlife. Like, I don't spot them, I just hear rift mobs nearby, and I'm like, oh, some unfortunate mob found a rift hunting party. Scouting party, or whatever they're called. You find sometimes they pile on and sometimes they scoot away. Massa, you prepared for stream? You made waffles. The kind that Myra linked. Nice, nice. Well, you can watch me waffle my way to an early grave if you're very lucky.
It's very tempting to just watch this troll rift jackal fight, but I should probably come back and stuff.
I also,
I see there's a rat getting involved here as well.
It's always been this way, but as you can see, mobs at a distance, they don't animate properly. So we've got these Dalek-like rift beasts just skating around in the background.
The ogres look so funny from a distance.
Luckily, we haven't got any ogres yet, but when we get to the second wave, I'm sure there will be ogres aplenty.
Is it not second wave?
Are we? Wait,
This
are
is
we?
the second
Oh,
wave.
sorry, third wave. Third wave. It's because we It's because because we skipped one. So Rift Switch used to be 4 waves and are now down to 3, and strictly speaking, this one is only going to be a 2 rift. 2 wave rift. Which means the next wave's the Warmaster one, right? Maybe we will go sailing after all. You never know.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Maybe it'll be quite a quick one and we can chill out on the boat.
Let's not get too cocky, though. It could go horribly still. Alright. So yeah, so does anybody else know what else they changed? I mean, obviously they changed the way some of the Rift rewards work when they did the Rift upgrade. The most notable one being, and at the time controversial, the Bracelet of Inspiration. And I can't remember if they retired any of the old Rift rewards or if they just repurposed the ones that were a bit naff.
What did it used to do?
The Bracelet of Inspiration? Do you know what? I can't even remember. But it was crap. I think it was kind of I think it was kind of crap. And they changed, like, so the Rift shoulder pads and things that you can get, several of those were changed. So a lot of the Rift rewards work differently, and if you go and hunt out the testing thread on the forums when they were testing it, it will have been one of was it JBugs? Or I can't now remember which dev was doing it, but there was a long consultation session basically where they were getting feedback. It was actually one of, I think, the really good examples of them testing and getting feedback and testing and getting feedback on something. We've seen much more of that recently. But bringing in the changes to the Rifts was the first time I really saw that. Because we'd had a period before then of, I think, just sort of often new content just kind of being rolled out or being on the test server but without much hoo-ha. And I thought that was a really good sort of early example, at least in recent years, of devs interacting directly with the player base and talking about the changes that they were proposing, why they were making the changes that they were, giving people chances to test it in stages, feedback on it, then tweaking further, and actually, you know, noticeably responding to taking player feedback on board and making significant tweaks as a result. And we've been seeing a lot more of that the past few years, and for perhaps for newer players, or people who've only come back to Worm recently after a long hiatus, that might not seem unusual. But that is actually that's a pretty good sort of like change of pace after sort of some years of a lot of people kind of feeling like their feedback wasn't being listened to, or at least if it was being listened to, they weren't getting that impression. Whereas this kind of like open dialogue with devs as they're trialing and testing new stuff is a nice change. And I can see that it's happening around things like the auction house as well. Although I haven't really engaged with that one. Are we? What? Oh, hello. They're in a cubby hole.
They're very kindly chased after the stuff that was chasing me when I was nearly dead.
They do give out Addy. Yes. So rifts have always given out moon metals when you finish, and rift points. I think they did a bit of rebalancing of the rift points as well as rebalancing of the rift rewards. But so changes were they brought in those colossuses. None of these have been built, as you can see. These are all unfinished colossuses. But if players build them before rifts, which can't happen on Epic, I don't think, and I'll explain why in a minute. If players manage to build one or more of the colossuses before the rift, it has various effects on the rift battles themselves. The reason that
You could build it between.
yeah, I guess if you had a party building, you might get one up in time just.
And you
But
could do it after each wave.
Oh, have we finished the wave?
can you build them once the rift has started mid-wave?
Yeah,
I've
I'm
never
pretty sure
tried.
I've been at a rift on SFI where we finished one off after the first wave. I might imagine that, but I'm pretty sure.
So for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, so on Epic, rifts happen much, much faster. So for those of us who play on Northern Freedom Isles or Southern Freedom Isles, normally when a rift beam lands and you get your server-wide announcement, you have, 24 hours? 48 hours.
48.
48 hours from the point that the rift is announced before the rift opens. On the Epic servers, you have 3 hours? Is that right, Scooter? 3 hours? So in order to get those colossuses built before the rift starts, you would need to have a party ready to go with all of the colossus bricks and all of the clay, like primed and ready to go to wherever the rift beam dropped, or the rift would just open in time. But even then, I think you'd still need a lot of people because a colossus is not a small amount of materials. They're pretty huge. You do get rift points passively for adding to colossuses, which is why you might find people who've gone building rift colossuses even if they're not active rifters, which is also why I've done a few when I found rift colossuses. For example, on Exodus or Release, just out in my travels, I'll often go and slap a few clay on them, because you get a few rift points, like not many, for building those colossuses, even if the colossuses don't get finished. But on the Epic servers, rifts come down so fast that this is basically a sort of a feature that either never or almost never actually gets seen, because like the rift comes down and 3 hours, if I got it right, 3 hours later, the rift opens and that's it.
You missed the important part though. You
which
get
was-
rift mats as well.
You do, that's true. You get rift mats and you get rift points, and in fact you get better quality rift mats, in my experience, from building colossuses than you do from harvesting rift plants and crystals and rocks and things. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's scaled based on like your masonry skill. I don't know if I'm getting higher quality rift mats because my masonry is good, or if it's just you get better ones. There we go. We're on our last wave.
You do get better ones, yeah.
Or just that you get better ones regardless of skill. But yeah, the average quality of the rift mats you get by building colossuses is much, much better than the average quality you get from harvesting rift resources, because for anybody who doesn't know, rift mats are a bit of a shit show in terms of how difficult they are to acquire and how difficult they are to use. So even with decent prospecting, woodcutting, and stone cutting, which are the 3 skills the 3 different resources require for you to harvest from them, even with decent skills, you'll still fail a lot of rolls and get very low quality mats. You alright there, Ruffle? I don't actually know where you are relative to me.
Suddenly I had like half the rift hanging out next to me. I was like, yeah, I don't like that much. But they still follow me. Oh, good. I might just Benny Hill round for a moment.
Look at his eyes.
See if I can lose any of them.
On the plus side, if anybody wants to come and, I don't know, put a rifting party together to help out with rifts on the Epic servers, your rift points are one of the few things that crosses server borders with you, crosses cluster borders with you. So, as primarily Freedom players, any rift points that we earn here we can use back on our home server. But obviously the rift rewards that we get at the end, so anything that we harvest in terms of materials and any moon metals we get given at the end of the rift, those stay here. What is... It's you! Cheeky. They're all stacking up behind me.
I'm helping, but they keep running away.
Yeah, they do keep following me, don't they? Yeah, there you go. Even with 90 skill and high quality tool, Riftmat quality is not good, and I'm just going to move out of the way. I don't have 90 in any of those skills, but I've got sort of 50 to 70 in those skills, and I've got very high quality enchanted rare tools on Freedom, and like most of my rift resources will come out. I'll get like a handful at below 10 QL. Oh, hello, Ogre. What are you trundling over my way for? Bugger off. I'll get a handful below 10 QL, I'll get a handful between 10 and 20 QL, and then I will get, like, maybe 1 or 2 in the 40s or 50s, or occasionally up to the 60s or 70s, but the majority of my resources will be below quality 30, so below decent quality by worm standards, even with very good weapons, very good tools, and decent skill, but as Wolf says, even with high skill, you actually still don't get great stuff out of them, and the reason that's a problem is because rift mats are used exclusively to make runes, which are already very, very difficult to make and have a high failure rate. So when you add in low quality mats on top of that, it's pretty punishing, which is why runes fetch such a price. On Southern Freedom Isles, they tend to be about a copper per quality. I don't know what it is on Northern Freedom Isles in terms of the market, but a lot. I keep trying to clean my wounds, you know, I'm just so not used to this. Is that a mag thing? Is it because I'm a mag priest I can clean them?
No, that's your meditation path.
Oh! It's because I'm... Wait, what even am I now? Am I a psycho? I am a psycho! It's because I'm a psycho.
I'm getting beaten up again. Oh my goodness.
I got a bit beat up, so now I'm attempting to
run away
heal up, but I'm not
again.
doing... I have to say I'm not doing a
Spending more
terribly good
time
job.
healing than fighting this time.
That tends to be the big problem with... You shit. I had a moment of inspiration on a heal.
What did you call me?
I just got my MOI patching up a wound. Screw you, do you know what? I don't think I've really got any wounds that are big enough to warrant.
Oh! No!
Oh! That is a big,
He's
that's a
half
big
my
ogre.
cotton already.
I
This is
know,
outrageous.
me too. I should have brought twice as much cotton. I brought about 5 kilos, and I'm down to 2.7. But on the plus side, this is only a 2-wave rift, and I'm used to the old 4-wave rifts. So maybe that kind of sort of makes up for LT. Thank you kindly. Oh, we got a rift summoner coming in from behind, though. Are they coming for us, or are they just doing a jog past? It reminds me of those sort of, like, people jogging around their neighbourhoods. The way they run. It just always makes me laugh, that little sort of... Yeah, like they're out for, like, you know, doing their dailies. And they just jog right past and then stroll back off. Oh, there's an ogre. Right, who's the ogre following? Mumin! You've got yourself an ogre, well done. Can we get your ogre? No, he doesn't want to know. We've got an ogre mage over here as well, which I definitely don't want to try and solo. Who's it heading towards? Is it also looking for Mumin? Got Wolf behind me as well. Let's go and see if we can find some more jackals, shall we? Oh my goodness! Scooter, what did you do? Scooter's down to like 5% health or less.
That's good. It's normal range.
Yeah. That's just Scooter for you.
Yeah, that's
It's
not
fight. It's just like every so often I'm sitting there patching my wounds and I see another person just like cantering past on like 5% health. I mean, that's rifts for you, I guess. I don't know if they've also changed the meta on how you get most rift points. It used to be that the most efficient way to do rifts was to fight a lot of things a little bit instead of, or target a lot of things a little bit instead of fighting a few things really well. So it used to favour you. You would get more rift points for targeting more mobs rather than based on your damage output. So even if you never actually got a hit in on those mobs, the meta used to be that you would go targeting different, like you'd find one to fight, and then you go targeting other ones for a few seconds and switch your focus around a few that were within range. And I think they still had to die within range for you to get the points for them. So you couldn't just run around targeting everything on the site and still stay in range of them all. But I suspect that the Rift, the sort of like the meta for the best way to get Rift points has changed, and I know they've tweaked how foe priests, in particular how healers, get rewarded for Rifts a couple of times.
It's for a while, foe priests got so many points.
Yeah, I mean I've
So many.
I've never foe priested a Rift, but
where'd he gone?
come on,
Yes, we're gone.
come on. I'm gonna regret turning my back to the others, but here we go. Right, I've got a summoner by one of the Colossuses, by the foe Colossus. I might regret getting a summoner by the foe Colossus.
I'm helping.
It's damage done now, that's why AoE's okay, so that's why AoE priest spells are so good. Okay. So the meta is no longer target everything and then find yourself fleeing the battlefield because you misjudged how many you could afford to have targeting you. Speaking of... Alright, this is embarrassing because I know I should know this, but since I'm only a mag priest on Epic,
Supreme recipe.
and in Venice I've not had a chance to log in on for a while. Oh no, it's the fondue I want. That's the fantastic one, isn't it? Is there anything I should be doing with a mag priest?
Well?
Huh? What was that?
Have you just found a recipe as well?
No, I thought you had just like there's one more mob dropped recipe I need, and it's one of the Rift mob ones, but I think it's the fantastic one. It's the cheese fondue.
Yeah, I don't think I have that
Which
one.
I don't have, but I think I've got all of the other Rift ones. Wrong person. Was it Star and not Scooter? I thought it was Scooter that went shooting past. I saw like Scooter's bright blue.
Yeah, that's not
Armour
what
and-
Scooter's wearing.
Oh, I see. Is it Scooter's gear though? Is somebody running like is one of Scooter's alts running around in Scooter's gear, or was that why I was confused? Or is it
Cosplaying.
just would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? Like, do you know what? I really got into Rifts for a while, and I kind of got into the Rift circuit, and it tends to be one of those things, I think, that sort of, you tend to go through waves. Like, for a while you'll be doing Rifts, and you'll be kind of, keeping an eye on, like, when the Rifts are happening and where, and maybe you'll travel to some, and, ooh, ow. Maybe you'll be travelling to go and try and catch Rifts and things, because your local one might not be at a time that you can make. But I did that a lot. And I was doing it right up until the point that they introduced the changes. And then I just put it down for a little bit. I think I had probably kind of burnt myself out on rifting up until the changes were brought in.
I love me a rift, but it's that phase at the moment where most of them happen during the night for me.
I quite enjoyed them, but I had to be in the right mood for them. And I think when I fall out of the habit of going to rifts, then they feel like a lot of work, and it takes me a little while to get back up into them. And then if I get into them and I quite enjoy them, like sometimes that's enough to kick it back off again, and I go into another kind of like wave of rifting. But
I just really like rift points.
yeah, I also really like
I find
rift
that
points.
quite motivational.
I think the bracelets of inspiration motivated an awful lot of people to get back to rifts who were not sufficiently
yes.
motivated by the journal goal.
I'm motivated by that too.
I'm a way off the journal goal. On the
I
plus
have
side,
closed 70%, so I'm getting
very
there.
well done. They at the
Ow,
point
ow,
that,
ow, ow,
that
ow.
I was last rifting, I think you still had
What
to
am I
get
doing?
you still had to get the rifts one. Whereas they then introduced a change. Where even is it? They then introduced a change. It's this one. So there you go. I'm like 26% of the way through. The last time I was rifting, the rift goal was still one that you had to hit, and then they introduced a change so that you only needed to get 10 out of 11 or 11 out of 12 or however many it is. You could choose not to do one, so a whole bunch of people were like, oh, thank fuck, I don't have to do 100 rifts.
No, that one I don't mind. I'm happy to do that one. It'll probably be... I'm not sure which one I'm going to skip. We'll
I
see.
will probably get to that one in time, but I can see why a lot of people struggle with that, particularly if you've got very limited time to play Worm and you don't have a lot of flexibility around when you do it. Like if you're working around a young family or around sort of, you know, kind of a very busy life outside of Worm, it's especially punishing because you can't control when the rifts are, and it takes a long time to get all of those rifts in the narrow time that you can. See, I thought the get a skill to 99 might be the one that I never got, but actually the way archaeology is going, I suspect that archaeology is probably the easiest skill to get to 99. And I might do that just by continuing to do it for fun. During Halloween, I went from 95.99 up to 97 something. 97 something? Hang on, that's not the one I want. What's my archaeology up to?
That skill is still large more.
97.66.
But
So-
it is.
And I know it's going to slow down at this point, but I got about 1.7 archaeology skill just from the Halloween event. So although it will tail down, I figure if I'm going to get any skill to 99, it's probably going to be that one, just because you keep doing the same thing like that you're doing pretty much all the way with archaeology. There's no change of meta. You don't have to do anything differently to grind it, really. And the skilling of it is fun. I do archaeology not to put my skill up, but because I enjoy archaeology, which is the best way to skill something, really.
Do you prefer collecting frags or cleaning frags?
Yeah. And I wish more skills in Worm were like that, actually, where in order to skill up, you got to do the fun thing. It's always been my frustration with cooking, because we've got a really deep cooking system. A really deep cooking system, but in order to skill it up, you have to do the least fun thing in cooking that there is. My favourite what?
Collecting frags or cleaning frags?
Collecting them, obviously.
Oh, mine's cleaning them.
Really?
Yeah.
So, my aborted stream on Saturday that I was meant to do was going to be frag busting, or stash busting, and defragging Brambleheim, because I've got a lot of frags that are in need of cleaning, and I do quite enjoy doing it, but I feel like you sort of have to sit down for a proper session with that, same as with archaeology, and yet somehow it's the collecting them. I think it's because I feel safe. Like once I've collected them, like I've got them, and I can clean them anytime, which is the lie I tell myself. Wolf, you took a rest once you got to 100 rifts. Yeah. Rift points are nice, that's why we should make bricks. You mean Colossus bricks, Bun? I assume. Bear with me, I'm just catching up on chat. Bun got his cape without doing the 100 rifts.
You get cake for doing 100 rifts?
When you do the final journal goal, you get your master cape.
Yeah.
Oh, cape. I think it's
Cape.
cake.
Cake.
I'll give you
I'll
cake.
make
If
your
you do
cake.
100 if you do 100 rifts, we'll get you cake. But yes,
how many I've done so far.
for anybody who's nowhere near that kind of end game journal stuff yet, let's see if we can tag one of these. All the way up the journal tree at the very end, you've got destinations unknown, and that's what we're talking about. One of the rewards for this is the end of the journal tree for not priests, is a master cape. There's probably at least one person here wearing them. I think Wolf's got a cape, which is effectively infinite bandages. Although I think that the master cape can't be used on particularly large wounds, is that right? Has it got a maximum wound size? But it's one of the things that you get for completing the top tier, but there's a lot of hoops to jump through for this. Bun was saying that the last one of these that he got to get his cape was the 20,000 mobs. Was that right, Bun? Ooh, I should pay attention to my health. Hang on. Not dead yet. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I keep wanting to go and help with a solo one, except I still don't have life transfer, so that still won't really help, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because I'm only halfway dead. Only mostly dead. See? I helped. It's a bit risky bisky helping with a Riftcaster while I'm mostly dead, but we'll try. You spent 80 silver on frags this week. Banana Debt, what did you spend your silver on? What frags have you been buying? Yeah, see what Bun says. That's my problem. It's this lie I tell myself that I can clean my frags anytime, but particularly when there's an event on, I can only collect them in that window. So I collect many, many more than I clean.
Sometimes when I'm not sure what else to do, I just like clean my artifacts. I also often take them if I'm going on a long sailing journey, and I clean them as I sail.
I used to just sit down and do them at Brambleheim, because I think that's part of the problem as well, and I have considered just relocating my archaeology den to Exodus, because I've spent most of the last year on Exodus rather than on release. My stash of frags that are in need of cleaning. Do you know what? I still haven't healed. Hang on. Let me go heal myself. I just wandered back in blithely while I was waffling. My frag stash that needs cleaning is back on release, and it was something that I used to just sort of like sit down and do casually of an evening sometimes. But I'm on the wrong server for it, and so they haven't really been touched much in the past year, except when I need a specific frag for a specific thing, and then I'll go delving, just cleaning and combining those ones. You live there?
I got excited because I've got a third tick in Destinations Unknown.
What was that one?
So I've now performed, 500,000 actions?
Nice.
I've equipped the enchanted scale armor, and I've got 90 fighties. That must be here. That's got to be on Epic, because I died and did not get 90
Epic is good. Epic is good for journal. Getting your journal goals ticked. I've got 500,000 actions performed, so I have got that one. I've got 5,000 total skill points. I've done my 10-story building. I'm 93% of the way to my 500 cooking recipes, 93% of the way to my 250 missions.
How many cooking recipes?
Huh?
How many cooking recipes?
You need 500 cooking recipes to get the...
Oh, wow. Okay, I thought you got that one.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
And never mind that I haven't done some of the earlier journal goals yet. So I'm still a little way off the recipes, I'm still a little way off the missions. I've no idea how many titles I've got. And it kind of bugs me that it doesn't give you that percentage marker on the titles one.
You can see how many you've got by putting /. Don't do it here though, because you'll have less titles than you have on SFI.
Will I?
Yeah.
Won't I have more? Because my skills are higher.
No. Oh! No, because that's effective skill, not actual skill. You get the titles for actual skill.
Okay. So why will I have less here?
Because you haven't killed all of the uniques here. And you haven't claimed all the journal goals here. So your journal goal titles and your unique titles don't carry.
Do you not get your journal goal titles when you cross in the same way that you get your skill titles? I guess you probably don't.
No.
No.
Because my priests don't have their priest title.
That's Riftmaster, almost there. We don't want to be getting him.
Oh, so there is. There we go. There's the War Master. I'm just going to look up this Ogre's Loincloth instead. Yeah, remember to claim the goal on the cluster you want the items on. I claimed a few of my journal goals during the Halloween event because I was running out of sleep bonus for the first time in a long time, and I could have eaten sleep powder, but I was like, they're just sitting there. Like when I'm out, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours into a particular archaeology site, I don't want to go fetching stuff. So I just open up my journal every so often and select another one to redeem to get me another couple of hours of sleep bonus. I've still got a few to go. But it's mostly all of those crafting, like those basic ones that they introduced, which have all got a small sleep bonus reward attached. So these ones which were all introduced like a few years ago when they did the journal overhaul, where I have actually already done a lot of these, but I did them before they brought it in. And some of these things, where the game keeps a record of what you've done, when they brought in the new journal system, it will have accounted for it. And I think that's ones where, for example, let me try and think of an example.
Making a large cart.
Well, making a small cart, I have made several small carts, but it doesn't count that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's the ones that
stuff I had to redo.
It's the ones that have got numbers, I think, because your game logs should reflect all the actions Does it reflect? Like, the game counts certain actions in the background, right? Because that's how things like... are we onto the Wulfmaster? Is it just the
I think we
Wulfmaster, or
are.
are there still more? I can hear other things, but I don't know where they are. Yeah, maybe it's just the Wulfmaster now. The way that Niaja and Wormnode used to work for those, you could upload your logs and it will count things like, I don't know, how many archaeology actions you've done or how many frags you found, that kind of stuff. Some of that data is still embedded in the system, and I think those are the ones that transferred, because it's essentially still written in the game data, but I think the game data doesn't care whether you made a small cart one time, it's not tracking that.
A rat has come to fight me.
How dare! So I claimed a bunch of these basic ones, and there are some that I still haven't completed. For example, despite having created many god statuettes in my time, and several lunchboxes, and a few diopters as well. They're ones that I haven't yet
Why can't I?
journal claimed yet.
Why can't I hit this rat? What's going on?
Well, the rest of us are trying to hit the Wulfmaster.
Yeah, I'm really helping here. I'm just killing this rat. Turrets.
I have to say, it's
Wait,
going
sorry,
down pretty fast. Is it, like, this isn't an unusually large number of people to be at a Warmaster, and my experience was pre-Rift Overhaul, Warmasters took a lot longer than this. So did they downgrade the Warmasters a bit, or are we just particularly, like, is it because we're a bunch of epic curved adventurers?
Some of the people here are well hard as well.
Yeah, I mean, we are doing this with a bunch of PvPers, it's true. And also, all of us are benefiting from the epic curve, I guess.
Hello, Warmaster.
On a bunch of our
Just killing your
skills.
healing turret.
Oh, he has got a friend still. I
Continue.
knew there was another one. Tasty turrets. Tell you what, let's go for the turrets. I'm not going to grab them here, but on home servers, the turrets tend to be quite a high-value target. You'll find that as soon as a turret goes down, somebody will yoink it to butcher it, because they also give rift mats.
Yeah, I've had lots of people steal turrets away.
Like, the second it hits the ground, pretty much, it will disappear. It's sort of like whoever grabs it first. Yeah.
People even like not even involved in the fight will come on and steal it. It's so rude.
Although it's hard to tell sometimes just how many people are involved in a fight. I don't know. Are you getting more archers at rifts now? Like, is archery any better for rifts than it used to be? Because it used to be not
Some
great.
people do archery, and they seem to do really well out of it.
The problem used to be with archery, I mean, apart from the fact that archery is quite difficult anyway and you just piss arrows away, but also because you had to be within a certain range of a mob when it went down to get the rift points, that actually didn't benefit you as an archer with something like a longbow, because you were frequently out of range, so even if you were contributing to the damage, they weren't necessarily counting for you when they went down. But also, I suspect, because a load of people are now been getting into archery because of goblin camps, I wonder if more people are taking bows to rifts to skill up. I don't know. The sound effects on rift mobs are hilarious. Like, we've got some kind of almost elephant-like sound going on in the background, like an elephant trumpeting its horn, and then we've got... Like, what even is this sound? Like, what's that? That downward groan. I can't even identify that one.
Which one? I can't hear your sounds.
I'm not doing you an impression. Like,
What are you talking about?
the elephant... yeah, that one. What even is that sound?
That's an elephant, isn't it?
Is it? Like, the trumpeting sound is an elephant, and that's a noise that, like, what the ogres make? But this one, I don't know. They get their noises from some funny places. I'm not nearly dead, am I? No, I'm alright, I'm still on 35% health, we're good. Like, yeah, so there's definitely Do you know what? I'm so used to them being rift mob sounds now, other than the elephants, which are really, really noticeable. And now I'm no, I'm not. I'm just a little bit red, I'm so used to them being rift mob sounds. I'm now struggling to kind of like mode switch my brain and be like, what sound is that actually?
And he's down.
Yay!
Good. And I'm on 16% health. I'm good. It's all good.
And there's nothing left, is there?
Well, there was a rift jackal, but we've just done that one.
And baby burn.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? So, if you're feeling ballsy, you could always go over to some of the Epic servers and contribute to their rifts, and you get to take your rift points home. You get to benefit from the Epic curve. You get to show up on a PvP server with no gear whatsoever.
It's a bit like that if you go SFI to NFI or the other way.
It's true. It's true.
And
But the
NFI rifts are something else.
But NFI rifts presumably don't suffer for players in the way that I imagine that sometimes Epic servers do. At the moment, there's actually quite a lot of people playing on
forever.
Epic. But why though? NFI has got as many skilled toons now. Oh, I see.
There are so many people there, so it scales up. So
and presumably more of the Lib Colossuses get built as well.
I once turned up to a rift on NFI an hour late, and it still lasted another hour.
I think Oh, I've got a troll. Hello. I think pre overhaul, rifts used to last like a good 2.5 hours. Sometimes you get them done quicker, but it wasn't uncommon for a rift to be 3 hours, and I think that's why they took one of the waves out.
There we go. Rift points. Whoop.
I got 161 rift points, which I don't even remember how many you used to get, but I'm only halfway up this list.
64.
That's what I get for waffling.
How did I get more than you?
Because partly because I was waffling and not being very good at actually killing things.
But you were ahead of me for ages, so I thought
I wasn't watching.
Yeah, I like to nosy.
But also because, as I said, like the meta has changed, and I haven't done a rift since it's changed. So I'm not really in rift point scoring mode. I used to quite regularly be able to come out of the top when I knew the previous meta, but I have to say I am not the best toon here for damage dealt. Like, there'll be people here with enchanted weapons and enchanted armour, people doing AoE spells. Like, I'm not surprised just how far above, in terms of points, the locals are. Although, well done, Wolf, who's got the most of our party. But, yeah, like, so we've got sort of, like, the locals all the way up here, and then we've got, like, our lot, and we've got a handful of alts.
And 2 random people who wandered past at one point.
Well, they might be alts that have come along in carts or something, I don't know.
No, they were here before we started.
Oh, I see.
Well, they were on the list before we started. So they must have, like, wandered over and had a look and then wandered off again. Maybe one of them burnt at heart or something.
God, look at that, and it's only 10 to 9. Maybe we go sailing after all. I suppose that depends on whether Meemers can get her boat out. Have you seen whether your boat is accessible, Meemers? Have I finally now run out of cotton? I think I might have, you know. And of course, what you can now do, and what a lot of people are doing, is go and harvest the rift resources. But there are so many rift resources on this server that actually I don't need to. My favourite ones are the little plants.
I like those.
And I won't deprive anybody else of them, because those are the ones that drop oleanderwood logs. So that's one of them over there. Thank you, Meemers. So for anybody who's never seen a rift up close before, you've got 3 kinds of rift resources. You've got these ones, which tend to drop maple or oak or maybe something else. Those ones you need wood cutting for. You've got these rift stones. Those require stone cutting skill. You've got the crystals, like this one over here. These ones use your prospecting skill and drop crystals. And then you get, I saw one a second ago, there we go. And then you get these little bright orange plants, which also use woodcutting skill. They're just another kind of plant, but these are the ones that drop oleander logs, and that is why oleander is the sort of, it's an archaeology wood, but it's only halfway to an archaeology wood because there are other ways to get it. So you tend to find that oleander wood furniture is much, much more prevalent than any other archaeology wood type for that same reason. What you giving me? Hey, another coin for the piggy bank. Thank you, Mumin. We've been we've been getting so many coins from like burying and foraging over here as well. We keep being like, what's all this money? What are all these coins? So those are your four kinds. 3 kinds of rift resources, but there are effectively 2 kinds of the plant resource. These ones are quite low profile, so sometimes they get missed, but they are also bright orange. But as I said, there's rift resources abandoned all over the server, and while there's a rift active, you can't tap any of them, even if they don't belong to the current rift. But as soon as a rift is defeated, suddenly all of those resources all across the server become accessible again. Now, I didn't do a very good job showing off this rift because there's a whole load of gumph around things like sacking rift hearts at the altar, which I was too busy waffling and patching myself to show off. And the turrets that got spawned by the Riftmaster towards the end. If anybody has seen these on PvE servers that people have just happily around their deed, like this is their actual purpose. They tend to get spawned in by Riftmasters, by Warmasters, to do damage and to distract, and draw fire away from the Warmaster while you're fighting him. And the reason that I was saying those get grabbed straight off the ground as soon as they drop and butchered is because butchering those gives you rift resources. Among other things, you also get sort of like chain links in weird metals and things. Oh yeah, willow. Willow's another one that the big trees drop. So they might drop every wood type, I don't know, but I usually tend to find them like willow, oak, maple from the big ones. But always oleander from the little plants. So as you can see, we've got like a little butchered stack of turrets just here. Did a unicorn pick a fight with us at the beginning, or did it just get caught in the fray, asking for a friend? Boat is accessible. Okay, so we could still go sailing. Nice, nice, nice.
Oh, someone killing a donkey.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Wow,
mining. Oh, wait.
Gain.
Mining for the stone gathering. Is it really mining skill, Bun? I thought it was stone. You're right. You are right. So it's a pickaxe and mining skill for the stone, a pickaxe and prospecting skill for the crystal, but stone cutting skill to make runes with the stone. And jewelry smithing to make stone, to make runes with the crystal. This is what I mean about, like, rift resources and runes all being a very complex system, but also a very punishing one, because even with high skills, you end up harvesting often really low quality rift mats. And then, even with your highest quality rift mats, attempting to make runes still has a very, very low chance often of creation, so you fail a lot with rune making and you waste a lot of your precious rift mat resources making things. And then, just to add insult to injury, when you go and try and apply runes to things, your success percentage is based on soul depth. And if you fail at attaching a rune to something, it doesn't just get damaged, it's wasted, it's gone. So there are 3 stages to this process from rift mat to rune, and all of them are punishing. Brutal, in fact, particularly when you then add in things like colour runes, which are made from moon metals, which are another very precious resource that you just piss away trying to create them in the first place. Jewelry smithing for making crystal runes. Fine cop for making wood runes. Yeah, thanks, Bun. So, as Bun says, mining, prospecting, wood cutting for harvesting materials. Jewelry smithing, stone cutting, fine carpentry for creating the runes, and then soul depth for attaching them.
Many skills.
So many skills, and so many unrelated skills as well. Like
all to work together.
the mining and the prospecting, the stone cutting, I guess, kind of work together. But yeah, it's punishing. It is a punishing punishing system. Ooh, somebody got rare riftwood. Nice. Nice. It doesn't do any extra good that I'm aware of, Mumin. It's just shinier. Because you can't create anything with it that's a 3-part item. You can only use it to create runes. And as a 2-part item, the rarity doesn't transfer. So, for anybody who's not fully familiar with the rarity system, for archaeology items only, with some exceptions, if you have a rare 1-part, like a tool head or a weapon head, or something like that, or a part of a statue, if you add that into the mix as you are restoring fragments and creating whole items, you're guaranteed that that rarity will transfer. But for normal creation of things, like for anything else in the game that you're creating, you only get a chance for the rarity to transfer from a rare item if the item you're creating has at least 3 parts. So, for example, if you try making, is it paper masks? There's something. No, it's books. It's books. Whenever we got we tested this just to prove a point with like rare papyrus and rare paper, because a book is a 2-part item. Rare paper will not transfer its rarity. It has to be a minimum of 3 parts, and then the chance for that rarity to transfer is 1 divided by the number of parts in total, which is why it's much easier to make, for example, a rare large chest with a rare plank than it is to make a rare large cart, because a rare large cart has many, many more items. So I think the riftwood is just there to be shiny. I've got some riftwood and some rare rift crystals at home, and I just stick them on my LMC, like in my cabinet of curiosity. Like, here's a shiny useless thing. It makes me sad to sack things like that because they are quite rare, but they don't do anything extra special, unfortunately. On the plus side, we did not get waves and waves of additional non-rift mobs coming to join the fight, maybe because we cleared them all out, or rather, they came and found us and got themselves cleared out near the start. However, if we're going to go travel to try and meet Meems somewhere with her boat, we might find that we're attracting a lot of mobs on the way, so you might see that thing that we were talking about with them sort of us kiting mobs from miles away. So, Mumin got an Addy lump. We were just saying nobody gets Addy. I also got an Addy lump. Sod's law. We all get our Addy lumps on the server that we can't make that. Well, we can make them into shiny colour runes, but that we don't need our shiny colour runes. Okay, so team. What do we want to do next?
Do we head north? There's water that way, I think.
So Tuplex, you don't need to be a follower of the gods to make runes belonging to other gods. It's just that you suffer a penalty. Essentially, you've got a better chance to make them for the god you follow, but you can, if your skills are high enough, you can make them for any god. It's just harder. So, sorry, what were you saying, Taro?
There's water towards the north, so we could probably meet Meems on our boat there.
Okay. So if we go, let's pick up our tents, or maybe everybody else has, and it's just me. Oh no!
I've got the tent.
Yep. Let's grab our tents.
Forgot mine existed, of course. So
we'll go to the north. And Meemers, do you want to run off and go and retrieve your boat from wherever you've stashed it, and then come and find us? Oh yeah, as Wolf says, not all of them are easier if you're a follower. So, and also sometimes, maybe that is the effect. Sometimes I've noticed that they are all equally difficult or equally easy to make. And I thought that some runes were just kind of broken, but maybe it's actually that it's just I'm not getting the benefit of being a Vin follower for some runes. Do we know why that is? Does anybody know which runes it doesn't count for, or why they're anomalies? Oh wow, the water was literally right there. Okay, if we assemble on the northern shore, we'll wait for Meemers to come find us. And... what are we going to do with our horses, though?
Oh.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we could go and... I tell you what. Are they going to wander out of a cave? If they've got a saddle on, they're not going to wander, right? So saddled horses aren't going to wander. Maybe we just need to leave them somewhere and then come pick them up and hope that nobody's like horrible and goes and like slaughters our horses or something while we're not here.
There's a cow.
There's a cow.
Found a cow.
We could take a brief break to put the horses away.
We could, I suppose. We could go and
Yeah.
stash them somewhere.
Mhm.
Have I got everybody here? Oh my god, I keep getting stuck on terrain. Yeah, look at us, we're all just...
I'm by a boat.
I've got Ruffle, I've got Wolf. Oh, in fact, there is the boat. There is the boat. I think it's probably going to take us a while to go and stash them and bring them back. But, okay. All right. Now's the chance to go and...
I have a thought, you see, so...
Okay. We're going to take, like, a few minutes break to go and find somewhere safe to leave our horses so that we can go for some sailing adventures. I'm going to put you on a Be Right Back screen for this because I don't have a new screen that I can just port us to for tonight, I don't think. I'm pretty sure that my last Worm News screen was, hey, it's Halloween, only it's not Halloween anymore. So now's a good chance to go and pee, grab a drink, do whatever, and we will be back in a few minutes. Sans horses. Your fine carpentry is 17, the creation chance with 30 QL mats is 0%. Mine isn't that bad. I don't think. I have to test this sometime on a different stream. Anyway, right, so we'll be right back in a few minutes. Watch this space. Da, 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 da.
Awesome.
And we're back. So let me just catch up on chat. Could have put some music on though. Like what? No, I couldn't. I can't just spawn music somewhere, button. That's my Be Right Back screen. Short of running my my warm up again. Okay, so we've gone and found somewhere to stash our horses, and we're now just loading up in this lovely boat that Meemers built for us. So we've now got one that can finally fit us all. Cool. Look at that, sweet Serenity. Very good. What did you get it up to, Meemers? 81. Nice. Now, if only... I was going to say if only we had a shiny rune, because I don't think it's been runed yet. We ought to rune it. Don't mind my my hallucination just hanging out over there. Like, the moment I switched to my Be Right Back screen, I turned around and I saw it and I was like, oh, sod's law, my first hallucination as a psycho. And it's as soon as I turned the stream off. So, who are we waiting on? We've got Mumin, we've got Meemers, we've got Wolf, we've got Taro, we've got Ruffle. So...
Right up the front.
you are. The order that you get into the boat is important. It also affects who I can
weird.
slap. And at the moment, it's Taro that's within slapping range.
Oh.
So, sorry, Taro. I might be able to get Wolf. I guess we're going to find out. There we go. Scooter's right up front.
Oh, look
so,
what I can reach.
yeah, I was going to say you can probably reach him. I guess I'm commanding.
Poke
you
in the
do have
ribs.
an anchor. I am so not used to anchored
No!
boats, you know.
Violence has happened.
You being tickled.
Violence.
I mean, did you start it?
No, I actually didn't. Look at the. You can look at the horse. I didn't start it.
I'm just checking. No, like I did lead it, but I think I stopped leading it when I got in the boat. Let's have a look. Or will it not let me? Maybe
It did when we had the.
No, it said I start
the
leading.
land.
You start leading. Yeah, it's because I boarded. It's
Lead after you've boarded.
It didn't used to do it this much. Like, you used to be able to lead them get into a boat, and every so often you would embark too far away and you would stop leading. But recently it seems to be almost every time. And I don't know if that was a deliberate change or if it's something to do with, like, the leading distance or what. I actually have no clue where we are. Hang on. Let me just get my bearings. I heard somebody slap somebody. Oh, it's Ruffle slapping Scooter. That's allowed.
Why is everyone...
Because everybody's in slapping range, so it's a slap fest now, isn't it? I feel like I should join in. We want to see how far we can reach, so obviously I can reach Taro. Can I reach Wolf?
This is Wolf being nice.
I think
Don't you
I
slap
probably
Wolf after he hugged you. Don't you slap him after he hugged you. Yeah.
I can
can't
reach
Scooter.
Wolf. I'm not going to tickle. Tickles are violence. And you know what? I would love to fart on Meemers because she farted at me relentlessly on stream last week. But I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it. I once accidentally farted on Crim, and I'm still horrified. And thanks, Taro.
Better out than in.
That was horrible. That was horrible. I can almost smell it. I can't reach Meemers, so there you go. I can only reach passenger positions 1 and 2. What do they say?
You know what they say? They say, in church or chapel, let it rap.
I'm sorry, they say what? What did they say, Ruffle? Tell me that again.
He's laughing to tell you now.
I'm waiting.
In church or chapel, let it rattle.
I mean, the alliteration is nice, but I don't think I've ever heard a rattly fart. And I don't now want examples.
That's just the saying. That's just what it says.
Who said it, though? Who said it? Who's saying?
I think it's quite old-fashioned. So.
It's the windows that rattle, Wolf says. God, look at all these mine entrances. So we haven't actually got a plan for where we were going to go sailing. It's just that there's a whole bunch of the server that we haven't yet seen, and some of it like some of it maybe doesn't have bridges over to it. So I was like, hey, now that we've got a lovely boat, I'm trusting that we can actually get through this bit here, but maybe I should have taken us a different route. The trouble is, on any other server, right, you can guarantee that anywhere that you've got these nice little, like, little narrow bits of land, somebody will have put a nice canal through it. And that's probably also true of epic servers. But on the other hand, I wouldn't put it past on PvP servers for there to be, like, specific saleable routes that you know if you know, and for the rest of them to just be, like, blockaded or dirt dropped in, because that looks like we can get through there.
Way out that way.
You don't think we can get through this bit just here? Who have we got riding? Oh, it's Sajid.
Sajid.
Yeah. What, because we can't get through this bit but not through the next bit?
I don't think we can get through this bit, can we?
Yeah, just ahead.
Oh, no, I don't mean the bridge.
What bridge?
Well, the land bridge.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I mean the cove to the right. If you're heading towards the right.
Cove to the right. I was just getting to cross the land bridge.
Oh, okay.
To try and get out round the mountain. Okay. Where did you think I was heading?
I thought you were heading sort of northwest.
I've no idea because my compass hasn't settled in a while. But no, I was just sort of. Why is there a gravestone out here? Who died?
Who did it?
Covenant, apparently. Yeah.
Are they one of the bad ones?
Nope.
Don't think so.
You can get through. You can get out both ends of this.
It does seem like the sort of thing that you might do if you were a PvPer on quite a small population server, though, right? Like you might have like a shifty rota. You know, like how you're supposed to like change your passwords on a swift rotation, or your code words, or whatever. If you're holding like, you know, secret meetings, you got secret handshakes and stuff. If you were a small population on a server, it would be interesting, right, as a PvP community to just periodically change which routes you can actually get through. And you couldn't easily, I guess, prevent somebody entirely from crossing a route, but you could really, really slow them down if you wanted to by almost like a little bit like sort of like sluice gates or something in canals by just choosing which routes are passable right now. So a bit like, you know, all the people in the know knowing the code for the back door, everybody knowing like which routes you can take to places right now. I imagine that PvP servers are also riddled with secret canals, and if they're not, I'd be very disappointed. Because what's the point in being on a PvP server that is like entirely your server, or even in a shared PvP server? I suspect it's the case on Chaos as well, if you haven't got secret tunnels, because secret tunnels are like the most exciting thing about it. For me. I might have read too many Famous 5 books when I was a kid, maybe.
I like a secret tunnel.
I love a secret tunnel. It goes nicely with my secret passages and like secret hatches and all sorts of stuff. So it's 9:15. We normally try and wrap these up by about 10:30, 11, so we can't go sailing a very, very long way. Also, we do appear to be sailing either into the wind or it's just a really shit wind. No, we're sailing into a gale. No wonder we're going so slow. So hopefully it should pick up. If I tilt us, there we go. It's a little bit better there. I'm trusting that we can get round this way, but I guess we're going to find out. And then who knows where we're going to go. Yes, we can. Cool. The echo in church is perfect for a good old rattler. Especially if it's a funeral. I suppose anywhere with good acoustics, like caves. Caves would also be exciting places to. I don't even. Do you know what? I can't even bring myself to say it. You know, I would.
Hello, how are you?
I was gonna be like, caves would be a great place to let one rip. No, awful. How did we get onto farts? Oh yes, we were talking about slaps. But the
Blimey,
acoustics on slaps.
over there.
There's what? Mobs? Mobs,
Those are
mobs?
horses.
Oh,
hang on, no.
friendly mobs. Dead horses.
It's trees. I saw like those little tiny trees, but they're actually.
I like how that continued to downgrade. It went from, oh, mobs, no, horses, no, trees.
I was gonna say, how did we get from there's a load of mobs over there to there's a load of what, saplings?
They're rose bushes. That's
Over here.
Watch out for the rose bushes.
Yeah, they're vicious. Also, I'm beaching us, so let me just
oh, what's that? Oh,
try and get round.
Is it another tree?
Is it another rose bush?
No, it's a
That's where we've just come from, right?
box thing that you can forage.
Oh,
A box thing that you can forage.
bottom.
Awesome. That's the one.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
a crab!
Yeah, there's a crab. Do we want crabs?
We do want crabs.
Is it crabs for the foe mission? It is crabs for the foe mission. Okay, we'll go get the crab. I didn't realise that we were on a crab murdering spree.
Ah!
You might be about to pull every other mob off the mountainside, though.
It picked me when I got out of the boat.
How do you get out? I can't get that out.
Might even rattle the bones down in the grave. Blow the lids off the sarcophagi. Well, that went down fast. So for anybody who's not familiar with this, missions are one of the things that are slightly different on the Epic servers. We can only do foe missions because here where the gods are actually does matter. And there's a whole like separate bunch of. Have you all swapped seats?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I seem to have. Oh no, look where I am.
Oh no!
I'm in the mountain. What are you complaining about?
I got my slap in first, so you can't tell me off for slapping you after you kissed me. Have I got everybody though? I just saw Scooter get in and get back out again. Is he back up front? Have I got a boat full? I can't even see past the own.
Scooter in the boat.
Okay, good. Musical chairs, it is, yeah. But yeah, so on the Epic servers, on the Freedom Isles, we're used to being able to do all missions and any missions. Over here, Ruffle. Over
You
here,
slapped me.
because Foe is the god of Jane Kellen, and we are on the Jane Kellen home server. It's foe missions that we want to do, and you know what? I don't actually know enough about it to tell you about the rewards. Ruffle, can you tell us more about missions? Have you done enough of them now that it makes more sense to you? I know you've been doing like
here's my very
and things.
Very basic. So obviously on the PvE servers, you do your missions and you get sleep bonus and you get karma. Here you do that as well, but it directly plays into, there is a what's called a scenario, and the gods move around a map, and you doing the missions sort of affect your ability to like speed them up and ask them to where they're going to go and things like that. And you want the gods to go and pick up lots of goodies and then get home safe, and then you win.
I don't think there's any way you can even see the Valray map in game, is there?
Yes.
Is there? Where do I see it?
Yeah. So if you go into your like options, tools, Valray map, so if you press O.
Mumin! What am I looking for? I am as target
Tools.
window select bar. I'm in
Valray map.
tools.
Halfway up that first list. Nope.
Oh. Aha!
You're very before you go into HUD settings. Yeah.
Yep, I got it.
Oh, sorry, I'm behind.
Yeah,
sorry.
you're just a few behind. There you go. So this is the Valray map, which you might never have seen because it doesn't matter to us in any material sense if you are on Freedom, whereas it does matter on the Epic servers. So by contributing to foe missions, we're helping to move foe around this little like hex map. It's a little bit like a little sort of like a Carcassonne type map. But so foes moving around and collecting things in the scenarios, is that right? So whichever god gets the most items in a scenario
get into
wins.
fights.
Okay. Look at all of this stuff. So I don't even know what half of these mean. Okay, so foes, that's a no gump. Hang on, that's lib. Foes down here, I think. The Maw Pits. The Dirtmoor Giant. Wait, hang on. No, that's not foe. Where's foe? Okay, so if 5 spawn, you need 3 to win. There's only 3 spawned this round, so we need 2 to win. So the chest icons on the map is what Scooter's referring to. So basically, by completing missions, we help foe move around the map, and the other things on the map are also moving around. And if foe gets to sufficient items, Scooter, you said there's 3 this round, so we need 2 to win, but there's 5 chests on the map, no? Oh, I see. So some of these are like special drops for foe. There's a whole sub-game here. So some of these are special drops for foe. 3 of them are lustrous opals and 2 of them are beautiful harps. Look, all of the areas of the Valray map are named as well. Foulwater Ices, Winter Tree Hills, Weird Peaks Fall. Whole section of Worm you never knew existed. But I still, after all that, I still actually haven't found where foe is. So we've got a death crawler over there, I can see that.
Is it the one at the south? Next to the Dirtmoor Giant?
Well, I went there first, but all it said was the Maw Pits. Is that foe? Was I right?
Well,
Don't
it
forget
doesn't
I'm
have
the...
a
Oh,
name.
yes. I am the
There's
driver.
a location in the Maw Pits. I'm guessing that must be foe.
Hang on. I definitely know where I'm driving to. Maybe. Let's go around this way. On the Maw Pits, is that foe? Is that what we're saying? Or is foe somewhere else?
The team, please tag me in the Discord thing. So I can't see it.
I can. Hang on.
I can't see the thread for some reason.
I'll tag you. Well, I'm definitely not paying attention to where I go.
Yeah.
There you go. Whoops.
Cover on the right, cover on the right.
Thank you. I see it now.
So we've got the scavenger behind us. What's behind us?
Behind crab.
Oh, hang on. Crab, that's a bear.
And then
You know, I might have to move the Valray map,
left,
you know.
Left of the crab. The bear.
Left of the bear.
Oh, I see. Right.
I can see us all just looking like, oh.
I can't get any closer than that. Or can I? We're getting beached. You might just have to get out and walk to your crab.
Race the crab.
Ruffle, did you get your tag?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so foe is in the Maw Pit. So that was foe that I was looking at. Hang on. Let me get it back
He's not
up.
labelled for some reason.
Yeah, I guess because he's ours. I don't know. So I was right, and it tells you where he's heading to. So he's heading to deforestation, apparently, which is there towards the next lustrous opal. So by doing missions, you essentially power your god to help them get across the map faster. And if they get the majority of the items in a given scenario, then they win. And what do you get for a scenario successfully completing with your god? Doing missions reduces the movement. Wait. So if you hover on foe, it gives a movement timer. What's a movement? Oh, in 3 days, 21 hours. Yeah, okay. So doing missions cuts down the timer so he moves around the map faster and therefore is more likely to get more things before everything else on the Valray map gets more things, right?
Oh, he's got a soul token already.
So what happens when a scenario completes and foe wins?
The people with the most points or not get some goodies.
Nice. Okay, Meemers is stepping
It's
away
not
for a
quite
minute,
as
but she's
simple
still
as
in
that.
an R.
I got a lump.
You got a
In the
lump.
last scenario. I got a lump.
That's one of the ways that you get, like, strange bones. Is that right? On the Epic servers? Is that one of the gifts that you get from those? Or bone fragments or something? Or is it tomes? Maybe it's tomes.
You get tome fragments.
Tomes.
Or tomes.
Okay. So there you go. So that's the uniques on the Epic servers don't drop tomes, whereas on Southern and Northern Freedom Isles, when we butcher uniques, we have a chance to get a tome drop. Strange bones are from treasure chests on elevation or uniques, Scooter says, but you get tomes sometimes from missions completing, so that's how they get their tomes and titles and sorcery stuff on the Epic servers, by doing missions. And that God-struck terrain that we've seen on some previous streams, where we found sort of like great big sections of land either like chopped off or hollowed out, like some of those really kind of like epic looking sort of craters and things like that was, I think, caused by scenarios ending before they changed that bit about it, right? Was that angry gods at the end of scenarios kind of taking it out on the terrain? Yes, Scooter's clarifying, not the treasure map kind of treasure chests, ones that just spawn. Okay, so we're looking for, we're looking for crabs. Let's see what we can do along the way on our sailing adventures to find some crabs. Fact,
This beach looks perfect for crabs.
it does look perfect for crabs, and yet I'm not seeing any crabs yet. So keep your peepers peeled. Peepers peeled. And who grants the rewards to the gods in the first place? Well, maybe they create them. I don't think anybody grants it to them. I think they are sort of, creations of the gods to thank us for our hard work or something.
No, it's a bear corpse.
Oh yes, I just hovered over the same thing because I just saw the bright orange.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, have I fallen out of the team?
Have you fallen out of the team?
You
have fallen out of the
still got
team.
the tab.
How did you fall out of the team?
Because when the first time I got out of the boat, I got disconnected.
You need to type /invitations, and I'll re-add you.
In.
You're in? You're
Thank
in.
You.
Okay. This Meemers says this bit of
You're all
Serenity's
chatting
like
on Discord,
cadence.
and I'm like, no, you're not here. Where are you chatting? I can't see this
No.
chat.
No.
There's like a weird bit of hedge over there. No,
There is a random weird bit of hedge. Also, like when I come around this little promontory bit, all of a sudden I think we're going to end up with the gale behind us, and it's going to be really palpable, the change, because right now it keep turning us into it. Scooter been slaughtering the wildlife recently. Yeah. I mean, Scooter basically lives on here, right? I mean, like, I think Scooter probably spends as much time here as he does, out in the world. Yeah, man.
The real world.
Yeah. Why does 20 kilometres an hour still feel painfully slow? Is it just me?
Because it is.
Particularly given I've got a gnaw full of people.
Yeah, you'd think we would
what's
go a
that?
bit fast.
Oh, that's lava spiders. That's no good to us. Where's all the crabbies? All of that desert and not a crab in sight. All of our crabs were on the grass. Disappoint. Real world, what's that? Yeah, exactly, Tuplex.
Scooter, have you not been on Serenity much because you've been on a JK vacay?
Is that what you called your boat? I heard that one. Was it a boat?
My cart's called that.
Your cart, I see.
A little octopus.
Octopus? I can't even see an octopus. And you know what? I've been playing Medieval Dynasty recently, so I'm trying to use my mouse wheel to scroll out into third person, and I can't. Where's the octopus?
He's on the left. Just passing him. There he goes.
What?
No, he's behind us now.
Nope. I've got my reflections turned on, so it's actually very difficult to see octopus and dolphins and things with your reflections on. But I vastly prefer the way the world looks when I do have them.
Oh, is that crab on the right there? Next to the guard tower?
Dunno. All I can see is brown at the moment. It might just be more bare. There's a champion rat up on the mountainside by the look of it, though.
I can see a corpse of a bear.
No, next one along.
There's several live or corpses of bears, I think. So we've actually been to these islands before on one of our previous streams, we came here in little canoes that we made on stream. So the reason that I'm not stopping anywhere in particular and pushing on past, that rat's hurt. Who's hurt a rat?
Scorpion, probably.
Somebody
maybe.
go deal with them.
It fell.
Why
It's
don't-
getting
it's
more.
No, it's
dying.
getting more. What the hell is it fighting?
What is it fighting? I don't know.
I can't see either. What the hell is it fighting?
It's dead.
But
Yeah.
nothing's following it, right?
That was
No.
weird.
There's a dead hellhound behind it, but I don't think it was that. It could have had a bad wound, I guess, but that bled out very fast for a bad wound.
Pretty fast.
I think this place might be cursed. Maybe we should,
Oh,
Hang
are
on.
they dead?
There's
No,
a dead
dead
crab.
crabs. Dead crab. Oh,
Crab where?
dead
crab.
crabs.
Oh.
Oh, is that what killed it? We're
Is it
all
just,
so silly.
Has it just stolen your crab, maybe?
Like, what killed the rat?
Oh, it's Scooter.
Wait,
We all know how this game works.
Scooter, did you just kill that rat? You sucked! We're all sat here being like, wait, what's killed it? How's it dying? It's right
I
there.
like how you just let us all like be idiots for a
It's
little
right
while.
there
That's
in
great.
events. Sod.
What could possibly have done it? It's a mystery.
It was a bloody mystery.
It's been a long day, right? It's been a long day. I'm very tired.
We're all just sitting there being like, what's happening? What's the mystery? Hello, Wendell. Oh dear. I mean, now I scroll up in my event, Scooter, I don't think that argument's going to hold water. So, yeah, so we came up as far as here because I remember that fissure, right? That kind of chasm carved into the mountainside. That's a bit of God-struck terrain. So we came and visited these on canoes. There is another island up there, but actually I'm kind of tempted to take us in this way because I'm also conscious that whilst the other residents of Epic who do not belong to our kingdom have thus far not come bumping us on stream, all the time that we're sailing up a sailing up a border, I'm just like
It'll be very
I don't yeah.
It'll be great entertainment for everyone watching, but
Just watching us sort of like flee at speed and then get stuck on all the terrain. The
if
trouble
people
is,
come and kill us, kill Crim last so that
so
everyone
you,
gets to watch
so, yeah,
us die.
so that everybody gets to
first.
watch everybody else die in the boat first.
Yeah. That's not an
Um,
invitation. It's just a, if you did,
If it
which we don't want you
happens,
to.
if
But
it
if you did,
happens.
please leave
Leave the
the
stream
camera
until
person
last.
until last. Yeah.
Sun's going down as well. It's getting really dark. I forgot what I was saying now. Yes. I'm conscious that all the time we're out on open sea, we are also quite squishy because although we've now got a gale behind us, so would they, but also their boats would probably be better. And like Scooter, they would almost certainly have bows and arrows. So let's not tempt fate too much, even though there's a really nice sunset happening over there.
I think everyone on the server's accounted for at the moment, so we're okay at the moment.
However, having said, let's just dip in here. I actually don't think we can get through here. We might have to carry on further north. There's like this little channel, but I don't know if this is going to be somewhere we can go. Is there
I knew where we were on the map.
is there a way through here, Scooter?
Yes, I think there is.
I mean, I know where we are on the map. Tell you what, let me just fight that bear and look at a not in-game map.
I mean, I'm looking at a non-in-game map. and
Yeah.
It's definitely so we can get through.
I think we can get through. Okay. So we're just going to try and wind our way around this narrow little canal and hope for the best.
No, you want to go left?
Yeah, I know, but I've got to get off the terrain I'm stuck on.
Oh, okay.
First, I have to move the boat off the bit it's stuck on. And this is going to be quite tricky to get around. We're going to get stuck a lot along the way because this is a really very narrow channel with a lot of reeds. Oh, we're gonna get stuck on everything. Well, on the plus side, or possibly the not plus side, this is shallow enough that mobs might come for us anyway. But, you know, I'm not seeing a load of them just come running off the hillside towards us, which surprises me given how they made a beeline for us earlier. So maybe they've got it out of their systems for now. Maybe. Maybe.
Or maybe it's a series of alliance mates that sort of led them to us.
They weren't even there, though.
Oh, hang on, boat.
Boat? What boat?
Ahead of us, on the left.
Okay.
It's Victoria.
Victorka.
Victorka. So it is.
It's fine.
Ah, see, that's
Oh,
called...
yeah, the boat's Victoria.
The boat's Victoria.
Hello! Ah, I can't actually. Uh-oh.
Hammering speed.
That's it. Spears out the sides.
It's not the bump.
Hello, hello. Victorka was one of the people very, very kindly healing me up lots. Ah, I'm too far away. Can I? No. I think this is one of those things where the game thinks I'm somewhere else than I am. Because I should be within kissing range from here, but it's just not working. And all this time, I'm of course not looking where I'm sailing us, so whoops, I should do that. Well, I tried to kiss you, Victorka, I'm sorry I couldn't. But I think it's, Calvert and I find this all the time when I can't quite slap him, even though I like, from my screen, I appear to be right next to him. And usually I have to fix it by going either a few tiles behind him or a few tiles in front.
Apple pie. The horse is called Apple Pie. That's adorable.
If you can't no, Tuplex. Wait, is it a renamed horse? Or is that a name that can actually spawn? Because I don't think I've ever seen an apple pie before. Tell me that's renamed. Because that's adorable. And now I kind of want one. Also, we ain't finding any crabbies out here, I suppose.
We are not, Scooter.
We are not Sea of Thieves style. Load Scooter into the cannons. Okay, but I've played Sea of Thieves, and the most horrifying thing ever is like a kraken just dragging you down into the depths. As somebody who is... I can't explain how afraid of, like, deep, dark water where I can't see what's beneath me. I've got to say that I found Sea of Thieves enjoyable 95% of the time, but then there was that 5%... Hey, Zatrin, how you doing? There was that then 5% where my boat would sink out in the deep sea, and you see it, like, most of the way down. Like, you get the hull being sucked down by, like, with your ship, and it's horrifying, and it's one of the things that made me stop playing Sea of Thieves. Not because I didn't enjoy it, and not because I can't get past it, but just because it made the playing of it really quite stressful. Like, it just meant that sort of, like, 2 or 3 times a night, probably, if I was unlucky, I'd have a point, like, where I got into a fight that I couldn't get back out of, or I met a kraken at the wrong time. And then you would just get me, like, when my boat would start going down, I'd be like, oh no, I don't like it, I don't like it, all the way down. And,
There's little feet running on the horse.
that was not a chill time. Yeah, they do, their little feet go. I'm also just pulling in because, as we're travelling to places we haven't been before, I'm partly looking for crabs, but also, we found a few Valray mobs, like no-gumps and things abandoned in caves, scattered around the server, that were spawned by GMs, I guess, for Christmas. Like, we've found a load of no-gumps called carolers, but the very first day that I stepped onto Epic, when I struck up a conversation with Scooter, which spawned this whole, hey, maybe we should bring an adventuring party over here and show it off on stream, I stepped outside of Strongbox, which is the Serenity start town, and I was like, I hear you've got cool Valray mobs that we basically never ever get to see because even GMs don't spawn them on this server. And Scooter said, yeah, but they're not often spawned, it's just occasionally, like, missions will. And I stepped outside of Strongbox, and lo and behold, there was some... What were they? Were they eagle spirits or were they drake spirits? Either way, it was awesome and it was cool, and I filmed it, and I put a little, like, short film of it up in the Coterie Discord, and I was like, guys, look at this. And since we stepped onto the Epic servers, have I seen another one? No. Not one. Not one. And I miss my purpling. But so I'm also sort of like half-assedly keeping an eye out for... It would only really be in the more remote bits of the server, and we're not really in very remote bits of the server right now, but keeping an eye out for unusual mobs that we otherwise don't see.
Like crabs.
Like crabs, like crabs. Yes, but
So
you know,
unusual.
perhaps more unusual even than crabs, because the drake spirits and the eagle spirits are really quite cool. And we tend to see things like, if you've ever been to Impalongs where, and have been there, had the either great fortune or great misfortune of being at an Impalong when a GM comes and starts spawning shenanigans in the arena, you will probably have seen soul demons, you'll probably have seen spawn of Utacha, which are the big slug-like things which then birth tinier baby slugs. You'll probably have seen no gumps, because they do get spawned in arenas sometimes. But the only time I think I've ever seen a drake or an eagle spirit, and it's maybe like once or twice the whole time I've been playing on NFI or SFI, is when there's a particular GM who uses that as their avatar. Like, you don't tend to get them spawned. Drake spirits are cool till they're running full pelt after you. Yeah. Now, hang on. Let me get my bearings. I've taken us on a nice little
Your option is
tour of this.
left, isn't it?
Yeah. I intended to go up a different canal, but then then I got distracted. Then I got distracted by a friend by trying to kiss somebody in a boat. Yeah, we will. I got distracted by trying to kiss somebody in a boat, and it took me completely the wrong way. But on the plus side, now we can scour this side for crabbies too. You've only ever seen no gumps in Worm Unlimited. So I have seen them. As I said, we found a few of those in caves here, spawned as Christmas mobs. But I have seen a few of those in arenas. They tend to not be a common spawn in arenas. I think Enki used to spawn them sometimes. I don't think I've ever seen Pom spawn them. I don't think I used to spawn no gumps much, and I think one of the reasons why no gumps don't often get spawned. Good shout, thank you. I think one of the reasons that no gumps often don't get spawned is because they take items off you and then they throw them back at you, which means that players can quite quickly get unequipped from their stuff. But also in an arena where there's often multiple people hitting a mob at once, it does mean that ever so occasionally a no gump will go down between stealing an item and throwing it back at the player it belongs to. So I think it is theoretically possible for somebody's item to get sort of lost in the fray. But several things have to go wrong for it to happen. Like, first of all, the no gump has to go down between those two actions, and it does it very rapidly. It will take something off you, and then it will throw it back. Then like somebody burying corpses has to be doing a bury all action. Mostly you'll find in arenas people do butcher and collect up the bits and pieces. Isle of Skye has a few pet no gumps. Yeah, do you know what? I think actually we've I seem to remember Calvert and I rode past those on one of our sort of rideabouts on Cadence. I seem to remember them being in pens, but can they be cared for? Because actually no gumps, they spawn passive, right? Although when they're spawned in arenas, they tend to be for people to attack. I feel like no gumps aren't aggressive, and if they're not aggressive, you should be able to care for them. Probably. I've never actually tried caring for a Valray mob, so maybe it won't let you anyway, but it might just be that they're there until they die of old age. Generally speaking, aggressive creatures that can't be tamed. There's a champ black bear up there. Is anybody trying to get BT up on their weapons? Black bears, champ black bears any good to you?
Yeah, but
he's right there.
Scooter will want it.
Well, Scooter ain't doing it yet. Come on, Scooter. Get. There he goes. I suppose we'll, we shouldn't park up, otherwise we might steal his mob. Let's just let him tag it first.
I'm trying to steal it.
Except for Ruffle, who's trying to steal it. We'll circle back round now he's got it. What was I saying? Yeah, if if a mob is aggressive and also can't be tamed or dominated, basically there's no way to care for it. But because the game will predominantly
Stole
let you care for, you BT thief, will let you care for passive mobs without taming them first.
Hello. I've got another friend.
You do got another friend. That's how things like champion whales that people have penned live for forever, because you don't have to be able to tame it, you can just care for it as a non-aggressive mob. But I don't know whether that's also possible for the non-aggressive Valray mobs, because I've never tried. They hosted an Implong last year, and you think they got some benefits. I suspect they probably didn't. I mean, maybe they did, but in my experience, GM won't give them benefits like that. But there are ways to pen creatures that you can't tame. And the way that you would do that at an Impelong, for example, because I have absolutely done this with things like holy sites and other Impelongs and things, is you have to kite them into a pen and then seal the pen around them. So if, for example, they had no gumps spawned in their arena, as humanoids, I don't know if no gumps will follow you out of arena gates. I don't know if they can do that in the same way that trolls and goblins can. But if they're spawned in an arena, for example, sometimes the spawns are a little bit messy because they spawn in an area and occasionally one or two will spawn outside, but it might be possible to lead them out of gates depending on the setup of the arena. And then all you've got to do is kite it far enough to an open pen that you can then either lock behind it or build and seal up behind it. Because that's how I got my champion gorillas on Brambleheim, for example. I had to kite them halfway across the server. They would not cross bridges, so I had to take them up and over mountains. And then I led them into a pen and hurriedly finished building it behind my toon. The trouble with passive mobs is they will de-ag really, really easily because they're passive. So you have to do a lot of, like, very slow, careful kiting. You need to not be wearing AOSP armor, otherwise you'll do what Ruffle did and you might kill them with your trousers.
I have done that.
So you generally want to be wearing like non-AOSP armor. You need to not have a weapon equipped. You need to not be dying whilst you keep agging them and kiting them, but also staying close enough that you don't lose their ag along the way. And it is much, much easier to pen them if you have a second toon, or better yet, a second player who's helping to close a pen or create something behind you whilst you're keeping ag on them. Because they will often just, when they de-ag, most passive mobs, when they de-ag, will not just de-ag, but they might de-ag and walk a few steps back away, which makes it quite difficult to put them in small pens. Speaking of whales, do we know if they can swim through docks? I don't know. I suspect, though, that they can't. I don't think anything can swim through docks. I assume that docks block passage in the same way that the platforms above ground do. But I guess that would need some testing. What, so you mean you could maybe pen a whale by closing in a spit of land with docks around it instead of closing it in with dirt or something? Maybe. Do you know what? I wonder if the sand hasn't been doing us much good. Maybe we should go for the grass, because that's where we're finding all the crabbies spawning.
We just went past a crab corpse.
Yeah, that's only a small stretch of sand, though, and I'm not seeing any others.
This area's been hunted all bit.
Been this way.
Yeah.
Decrabbed. I could, I mean, like... I was gonna say I could, I've got, like, my once a day Path of Knowledge ability, but of course I don't, because I'm insane on this cluster. Now, if only we had a Vin Priest. We could waste a lot of favour and probably still not find any crabs, but at least we'd know that they weren't there hiding. Let's stop with that one. Now, I was like, maybe we could go sailing and we could do some exploration, but actually, I'm kind of enjoying just sailing about, and I'm sorry, I got distracted just, like, waffling and sailing, but... But if we see anything cool that you want to get out and have a look at, please do shout. Because at the moment we've been passing a lot of mountains, but we are now safely back, far enough inland that I don't feel quite as exposed as I did when we were right out on the western border of this server, which incidentally is the border that borders Elevation, which is the PvP Clash server. Hellhound over there, Spideys.
There's only 2 people on Elevation, you're fine.
Okay. But I don't look at these things. I'm glad you guys are, though. I'm glad that somebody's looking out for our interests as I just obliviously sail us around, like, along the edge of a PvP server,
yeah.
being like, tra-la-la-la-la. We are streaming this.
Yeah, look up.
Look how vulnerable. Look up.
Have you shown everyone up to the up to the left?
I had not. So, did Godstruck terrain also go the other way? Is that something that's been artificially raised? Or is it, like, because we've seen Godstruck terrain where it's essentially punched a hole in the landscape. Can sail you anywhere so long as you get to crochet. but that looks artificially raised, right? So Scooter says pretty sure that is a Valray event. So that's interesting. So it goes the other way as well, because we'd only seen the kind of like hole punched in the earth kind, but that definitely does not look naturally formed, does it? I wonder how steep that slope is. I kind of want to go.
This is not a climbing stream.
No, I know, but like it's so rare that I come across a bit of terrain that, like, when we were climbing Dragonfang, that last bit of the spire, Calvert and I had our noses pressed against the rock face because it was so steep. And I live in search of steeper slopes. And the last bit of Godstruck terrain we found, what was the steepest slope we got? We were reading out the tile borders on the slopes.
4,000, wasn't it?
It was over 1,000.
I thought it was about 2,500. Hello, Griff. How you doing? But yeah, so this is one of the things that I think actually I've been enjoying most about the Epic servers. Less so with the kind of rather
Oh, a shark.
I'm trying not to use the word phallic. Less so with the
And yet.
spikes, and yet I just did. But I really like the Godstruck terrain we found where, like, literally just a hole has been punched in the middle of the map and you get those awesome, like, kind of sharp cavern sides, chasm sides. It's been one of the things that I've sort of, like, one of my wow moments on Epic has been, like, when we found those. And happily, many of those have been caught on stream. Like, there's at least a couple of streams where we first started coming across that kind of terrain, where you've just got, like, 5 minutes of me being like, what is this? What is this? And I love it. Coming back into tower territory again, though. I can't see Scooter in the boat, but I assume that he is still here. I didn't just leave him on a mountainside, right? Someone would have told me by now.
He's at the front.
He is at the front. So, hang on. Wolf says it's on the historic maps, but Scooter says he doesn't see it on the original. So Meemers, no, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's man-made, because the Godstruck terrain wouldn't have shown on the original, the very first server map, right? Because it was in the early days of Epic. They used to have these events which massively warped the terrain, and then at some point they did an update and they stopped doing that, so the terrain is still there. But, I mean, players, you can't get player dug or player surface mined slopes like that. Yeah, so the Lunalong, I've got my little ticker going down on the screen. So the Lunalong starts in just a few days, and it's running as it did last year in like a couple of sets. So I think it runs for a week, and then there's a gap, and then it runs again a little bit longer. So yes, the Lunalong is coming up over on Xanadu.
I had a moment of shock earlier. You know, in that way where Christmas might sneak up on you. I was like, what do you mean it's 3 daes, 18 hours to the Lunalong? I thought I had weeks.
Me too, but I think that's also partly because she announced quite late. I suspect in part because Shrimpy announced
I'm not prepared.
an Impalong in a slot that would often have the Lunalong in. So there's a Christmas Impalong happening a few weeks after the Lunalong. But Draka was quite late announcing this one, so I think she only announced it a couple of weeks ago, and then I was like, oh shit! And it's like there's the Lunalong, and it's coming in like literally a couple of weeks. And
In the caves.
Yeah, you want to peek in the caves?
Caves. Yeah, they're
What?
probably just shut.
In
But
case they've got no gumps. Well, they go at least a couple of tiles in,
you never
but I
know.
don't
You never
think
know
they go
what's in
far. That one's got a cave wall.
there. Oh.
What if we find the secret tunnels through Serenity though? This one looks like it
They're
goes a
not very
little way.
secret if there isn't a mine door on it.
Maybe they had a mine door and then it decayed.
Oh. Well,
Oh, copper vein.
Not a copper vein. Ooh. Secret tunnel!
that's the content everyone's here for.
Okay. But if
What?
we're accidentally winding our way towards somebody's secret deed, somebody's going to tell me, right?
Yeah, someone tell us to turn back.
What is this? Of course, we are now once again sailing against the wind, which is not super.
Who knows where we're going now? I didn't think it'd go this long. I just thought it'd open up into
Well, we
something
might-
and we'd
we
see an old
might-
forge and be like, woo.
We might pop out, you know, the other side of something, maybe. Hang on, This might actually be a route to take us
What?
through to another one of the...
Where have I led us?
Crap.
Do we want
think-
to be going this way?
No, I think you've led us back out into danger, Ruffle.
Yay!
Yeah, so the Lunalong is in two parts. She puts a break in the middle, because the Lunalong is always like the longest Impelong on SFI. It used to run for like a solid 2 full weeks, sometimes a little bit over 2 weeks, I think. But now she puts a little bit of a break in the middle. So I will try and get over there for at least a bit of it if I can, because I like the Lunalong. And I will also, even though there's 2 of them in very quick succession, I will also try and make it over to the Blackmoor Impelong that's happening over Christmas, because that was actually my first Impelong that I ever went to. I think was a Blackmoor one. I went to the last one of those that Shrimpy ran, and that was my first introduction to Impelongs. And then I started going to all the Impelongs because that was so much fun. But I remember playing a scavenger hunt game at that Impelong, and I think that was one of the things that kind of introduced to me some of the really quirky and clever places that you can put things. There was, you know, where you've got...
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that sounds wrong. But
Sorry.
if you're running scavenger hunts, like that was the first one that got me looking at like sort of doing things like looking in fountains, and like
No!
all of the things that were indeed containers. See, I told you it was a canal.
Time for science.
It was one of those things that made me realise quite how many things are containers that you can put stuff in. It was the first time I realised that you can put stuff on guards, for example. So I don't think this actually was part of the scavenger hunt at the time, but in my discovery process, it occurred to me that if you were trying to get people to search for a particular item and you can equip it in one of the tower guards around your site, that would probably be really quite a very difficult find. But a clever place to hide something. There were other things as well. Well, I mean, like these scavenger hunts, like it tends to be something. It's not like a whole event thing. They run it as an event, like you know, like find the cheese, or like somebody's turned Myra into a muffin, and can you find where she's hidden? It tends to be one of those things that they announce, and they're like, right, I've hidden this item, called this thing, somewhere around this deed. First person to find it and either pick it up or to examine it and then copy the text across to me, get something. So it's just like a fun little kind of passive, not passive, like in the background game that you can do alongside other things at an Impelong. And I really remember the scavenger hunts from Shrimpy's one, and in fact that's the first time I made myself what I now call my scavenger profile. That's why it's called that. It's the profile, the graphics profile that I use for things like hunting for Easter eggs. Because I think it was Maddune who told me the best, like the settings that I should tweak to make it easier to go finding stuff on scavenger hunts. So that's the first time I made myself a second like graphical profile, which has served me really well across the years. So I have got quite fond memories of that deed, and I had forgotten what it was called or where it lived, or like where it took place. Until he announced that there was going to be another one there, and I was like, I should go back there for old time's sake, because I did have fun at the first one. But I will go to the Lunalong as well. Soulstruck Spirit? Do we want those? Do we care? Glowy? Anyone? Nobody? I thought someone was going to grab it.
Well, I was going to grab it, but you ran too fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. How about I go
I don't want
into the
it,
wind?
but...
Surely somebody wants it, if only for pom-poms. I'll get it. Any tips for... Thank you for the tips for what?
Don't forget to read the horse if
DFD.
you lose it when you...
Yes. Oh, shit.
Very horse.
I have no stamina. But it's right there. I suddenly saw the orange text and I was like, what? Uh-oh. Diving for Drake. Oh, yes, yes, yes. You're welcome, Tan. There you go. See, it served me well for things like diving for Drake.
Have you still got the horse?
It served me, I don't know, I'm going back to check.
We haven't got Meemers.
We haven't got Meemers, I've just noticed. I do still have the horse, I just don't have memes. Right, come on, drive by memes. In you get, in you get, in you get. Go, 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 go. Is she in? Is she in?
She's in.
She's in. Okay, good. Just litter my party all across the map. Yeah, it served me well for diving for Drake and it... What?
Chew it, Punchy.
What? Yes. It also served me well for all of my Easter egg hunting across the years, back when the Easter bunnies used to still actually drop Easter eggs. If the rift won't kill her, surely shinies will. Never a truer word.
These little islands are fun.
These little islands are fun. They don't have any crabs on, though.
Can we run to the top of one? I just want to get up the top of one. It's not that big. It's like a very tiny mountain.
It's like, you're as bad as Calvert. I mean, at least it's only a tiny
It's not
mountain.
a tiny one. It's just a tiny one.
Right, I'll pull up, and anybody who wants to go running up a mountain...
Yay!
I mean, can you really even call it a mountain? Go stretch your legs.
Small.
Right, thank you for the prompt. Tantail, and I know Banana Jet's been prompting me to drink as well. I'm now finally on to drink too.
Ah, she's running off.
Did you miss the shush? Just exploring. I can hear fighting. Have you found a swathe of mobs? We did all pick up our tents, right? After the
I
rift?
did.
Okay, good, good. Tara, you got yours, right? I think it was only you, me and Memes with our tents left at the point that I went to get mine.
I have my tent.
Okay.
Yay. Oh, it's Mumin. I was like, oh, what's that? It's Mumin. Oh, hello, rat.
Oh. I thought I was just running away from Ruffle. I didn't realise I'd just dropped half the party.
Is that your rat, Mumin? Sorry.
Yeah,
Is that your rat? Is that your rat? Right, kids, out the car. Yeah, exactly.
You coming back?
If you find a no gump in a cave,
Nah.
though, nah. I'm wrapping around the other side, so you can run off the other side of the island, which actually, as it turns out, is a little bit bigger than I thought it would be. You've just got to get past a hellscorp and some sheep, which might distract Ruffle.
I got out of fish.
I found some sheep. Oh, and a cave bug, apparently. Oh, and a scorpion. Oh,
That's a less fun little island. Right, I'll come back to your side if you're fishing instead of running. I said, get out and run up the mountain. Like, it's not my fault you mistook my instructions and decided to just hop out and do a fish. That would have been a nice shot. Taro, apparently. There's quite a few hellscorps on this, though, so, don't die. Having survived the rift and that swarm of poorly pathed mobs. There he is. There he
Fighting
is.
anaconda and a cave bug.
You know, I haven't actually tested, because they said in one of the recent bug fixes that they've tested that thing where if you go fishing, spearfishing, it makes it look like everybody's spearfishing. And I guess we'll find out at an Impelong, because an Impelong's where you tend to really, really notice that, right? Where they do any kind of a fishing competition, and then suddenly everybody's in this position for, like, the rest of the Impelong. Which leads to some hilarious screenies. Probably shouldn't be trying to fight that on no stamina. We got a rat.
I tried fishing from the boat, but you'd parked me under the ground. I couldn't see the boat,
Oh, I'm
water.
sorry. Were you in a bad position as passenger? That first passenger slot is a bit of a pain. I wish that you could choose which slots you were in a NAR. Like, you know, if you could choose between, I don't know, embarking front or embarking centre or something even. No stabbing, only overhead smacking. Yeah, my water and stuff is a bit low, isn't it? And I suppose I grabbed all of my rifting gear, but I don't actually think I grabbed any food, which was a bit foolish of me.
Oh, I got food from Berry. I can share.
I got a perch, almost, maybe. Am I going to get the perch?
Raw fish.
Yum, 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 yum.
I got a perch. You can nibble on that if you want.
I don't really want to nibble on raw perch. I mean, I can hear fighting. I just can't see it. Somebody found the Hellscorp. That's Scooter. I don't want Scooter, I want Ruffle. Where's the food? Is that Ruffle?
I don't know. Is this Ruffle?
Bison!
Oh, it's you. I was like, why is a bear leading a horse? I'm so
Kissies.
confused.
Yeah, I suppose leading the horse kind of gave the game away, didn't it?
It did.
Bears lead horses in the wild. I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. It's totally fine.
I can't find you to target you to
Here
feed you.
I
Here you
am.
go.
Oh, apparently I'm also fighting a bear. Oh no! He wants to wrestle. Oh, it debared me. We were going to have, like, a proper, like, bear tussle. On the plus side, I've got some stamina back now. I'm enjoying being back on a mace on this character because I miss eye socket. You don't get it with a huge axe, which is what I've been training up for the past, I don't know, 9 months.
Meemers, what is your thing with trees? Do you not like trees?
What's Meemers done to the trees?
Chopping a tree down for no really bad reason.
Well, maybe she has a reason. She wants the wood. Cottage pie. Nice. Rift snacks. Let's eat. Oh, hello. That's rather large.
Is Meemers waving the log at you?
No, it was a greenish spider that was just filling my view.
Aha!
Yes, it's a special move 10.
I've upgraded my fish now. I've got a catfish.
Nice. You could come and slap this Hellscorp with it. Yeah, so depending on what weapon you use, and depending on whereabouts you're attacking things, you might get access to certain special moves, and with a maul, one of the ones that I get access to is Eye Socket, and the reason that I love it is because it stuns them, and that is really, really, really helpful in certain scenarios. Whereas you also get access to the one that makes them throw up, and to the one that does a little bit of everything. And they're all right, but they're not as good as the one that stuns them temporarily. Oh, we've got more mobs. Look at that, we are collecting them all. I should probably also, I guess, heal myself, because it would be unfortunate if I died all the way out here. Not to mention that some of that is still, like, from drowning. But on the plus side, I'm a mag priest on Epic, so I can do something about that. Whee! In fairness, that will heal pretty fast as long as I stay out of the water. Backbreaker doesn't seem to work often. So what do you get Backbreaker for? I don't think that's one that I've ever seen. But in fairness, I tend to almost exclusively attack the head, or occasionally one of the sort of like the top diagonal ones. And I've been using two-handers for most of my worm career, so I've only just switched over to a sword and board back on Freedom. If it's a sword and board, yeah, okay, so it's a longsword one. So maybe that's one to watch out for. I can do those ones with cotton. Because some lovely person gave me cotton. I like how if you've got a water wound which you can't bandage, you therefore can't use the bandage all on your option, like on your body part at all. It doesn't like just skip over it. It means that you can't actually first aid the cluster. Oh, you get it on the two-handed sword as well. So maybe it's a bladed weapon. Like maybe it's like a sword specific rather than a longsword specific one.
I think it depends what wounds you have. 'Cause I got a frost one at the rift, but because it was a second wound, I could do the group.
Yeah, this one was top of the list.
Yeah, I think basically on the first one in the list. Which one? What?
There are
actually
also
do?
some things that you can heal manually. It's just that water isn't one of them. Water just has to go by itself or by magic, basically.
Yeah.
So
I think if you had, I think if it was a second wound and the first wound you could hit bandage, then you would be able to bandage all of the group.
but I think also, like, I'm fairly sure that I've had like elemental damage as part of a cluster where the elemental damage has been on top, and it still allowed me to first aid the set. But I wouldn't swear to it. Something else to test at some point for science.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I also, because I predominantly attack up, I don't know if there are other special moves that I've just never discovered, even on the weapons that I've got 90 plus in, for doing things like attacking down or attacking to the side, because it's so rare that I do those. I don't think I'd have noticed. But it kind of makes me like, is there a list somewhere? Is there a list on Wormpedia? Is it worth dual wielding? Hello, Luther. Welcome to chat. Yeah, as other people in chat have said, like, you do get people dual wielding things like sickles. I would be the wrong person to tell you
It
how
used to be
effective that is.
longswords. Everyone had
relative to
2
something else.
longswords back in the day.
Is that because it was the meta, or just because they thought it was cool?
It was the meta at the time.
Because until people went code diving for Worm Unlimited, there was an awful lot we didn't know about how so many things in Worm worked. So a lot of it was based on either kind of supposition or experimentation or whatever. And I don't, because I'm never someone who's really been grinding fighting or sort of really looked into how to ace combat. I don't know if that's one of those things that we learned an awful lot more about once people started doing Worm Unlimited code diving. So I don't know if it could also be that sort of that was the meta, and then they changed the way things work. But yeah, I've seen people dual wielding sickles. As Ruffle says, people sometimes dual wield longswords or one or both. Somebody else might be better. So Griff says sickle was the meta for PvP. Yeah, so a lot of it depends on what it is that you're fighting as well, as Griffith's pointing out. So certain kinds of weapons will be better against certain kinds of enemies. And the meta for PvP, which is where you tend to find the game's hardest fighters and sort of like best stacked toons in terms of combat, isn't necessarily a meta that works on PvE because they are stacked towards killing other toons and armoured creatures and things. According to this list, eye socket is knives and spears. Well, that list is incomplete, Mesa, because you definitely get it with mauls, but you don't get it with huge axes. Because it's the one that I always miss when I go away from my maul. It's partly why you still use longsword. You used to be encouraged to ditch the short sword starter weapon. You did used to start with the short sword, because now you start with the longsword, right? Banana Debt, when you played in 2012, you were told to dual wield longsword. See, when I started playing in 2013, I was told huge axe or go home. I was told don't touch two-handed swords, and if you want to be fighting big mobs, you want to be training up huge axe on the little mobs, because the huge axe, if you were trying to go up against anything like I don't know, like uniques or champs or stuff, you wanted to be using a two-hander. Now, I don't actually know if that was good advice or not. It tends to be true that in big fights, if you've got sword and board people, they're doing a lot less damage than two-handers, which is why you'll often see people switching to things like huge axes and large mauls and staffs for unique fights. But I don't actually know enough about it to know Like most things
Where's
on the
the
wiki.
boat,
it's
by
just
the way?
completely wrong. I put it right back where I dropped you all off because Tara was
Oh, that
fighting.
involves me having a memory.
Fishing there. So, can you see where I am up on top of the hill by the giant champion huge spider? Maybe. Yes. No.
I've no idea.
You want to be
Which
head east. Head east. Are we
I
done
just
killing
stand still
things
while
on this
everything hits me.
tiny island now?
Yes, I just wanted to look at it. It's kind of fun. You don't really get empty islands like this on
It's true. You don't.
PvE, so
It also doesn't really look like this has been terraformed. I mean, it might have been down there, but normally
has,
when you
yeah, a
find...
bit.
yeah, okay, so it has a bit down here. And it's been pathed. But normally when you find a little diddy island like this on most servers, you'll find the top has just been like sawn off it, or terraformed out, or filled out and raised up for somebody to build on top of the island. You were so squishy you were afraid not to use a shield. See, I never used a shield. I switched so quickly to a two-hander. I think that's pretty much all I ever trained. Yeah, Griff, I always think that you started earlier than you did, because actually you only started a year or two before me. But I remember your sort of like your kind of your history of Wormvids, but also you talking about like back when uniques were different and things. And I always think that that's further back than it actually is in terms of Worm's history. There's the boat. Here's the boat. Do you want me to bring the boat round the other side for those of you that have gone down onto the flat?
don't move it yet because I'm almost at it.
Okay. Okay.
As fun as it would be to comedically chase you on foot.
Let's make sure this time that I'm still leading a horse. I see you, Scooter. I am indeed still leading it. So we still only have half a boat full of people, though. I'm not. I'm just turning it. I'm just turning it so that we can see the anaconda that was under it.
That's right. I'm fighting the anaconda.
Banana Debt, you wish you hadn't quit from 2014 to 2025. The 2017 version of the starter kit page says a 5QL short sword as part of the kit. Okay. I feel that, Banana Debt. So I started playing in 2013, and I played sort of on and off for a few months at a time through to about mid-2015, and I think that's the point that I stopped. Like my last deed before Brambleheim fell, I think, back in 2015, and then I came back to the game in 2019, so there was like a 4-year break there, and it took me a little while, I think, when I came back to learn all the things that had changed. And I remember at the time feeling like I wished I hadn't stayed so out of the loop, because it felt like everything I knew had to be questioned all over again. Like some things would change and some things wouldn't, but it was really hard to like get to grips with all of those changes. So I do get you. I get what you mean with that. Have we now got? No, we haven't got everybody in the boat there, Scooter.
I just got a suspended
And
perk.
there's Memes.
You got what?
Tan, you too. You played occasionally and missed big chunks. I started playing when Release and Pristine opened a couple of weeks after they opened. So I came in about like a few weeks after. I think multi-story building had just come in, because we had a 2-story building at our day 1 deed on Release, and that was quite shiny new. I think we'd only had multi-story building for like a year or so, like not brand spanking new, but it was new enough that there was still, on the other servers at the time, a whole lot of those single story houses with no roof, because they used to have auto roofs before we had multi-story housing. They used to just auto roof, and then when they brought in multi-story housing, all of a sudden all those roofs bamped. And so you ended up with a lot of single-story buildings with no ceiling, no lid on them.
Yeah. I was going to say that's fine.
Why?
Iceville doesn't have roofs.
I think Meemers wants you to grab that horse.
Why? Why do we want this horse? Hang on. All right, go on, try again. Why am I leading this horse, Memes? It's wild and it's venerable. But and apparently I was still not leading it. I tried. Because you've been looking to breed it with your male. But why? It's not a rare colour, it's wild, so it doesn't have traits. Would you... You want white. You specifically want white, okay. Right, you
Walking
lot.
leather.
Why are you not in the boat? Why are we all out of the boat? What am I missing?
Nothing. I was just waiting to get in.
Right, okay. I've got your venerable horse. I think you will be lucky for it to not keel over when pregnant, but we can try. Or is it a male? Are you trying to breed it with a female? No, it's a female.
Care for it? That'll be fine.
Every time somebody gets in, another person gets out. Are you all done? Can we now
Musical
resume?
tunes.
Can we now resume our adventures?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like musical boats. Right, now how the hell do I get around this? Oh my god.
You only once before. You just...
Thanks, thanks, Mumin. Mumin's given me a grub. Now, unfortunately, it's 10:30, which is normally about the time that we would wrap up stream, and we are miles away from where we started. But I don't actually think there's a particularly easy way back round, short of going back the way we came.
I have no
Can
idea where
we-
we even are.
I do. Let me just go and have a look and see if we can take a different route around. Yeah, we're on JK, so no libs here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Well, you know what? I think we're just going to have to try and go round. We'll figure it out. Keep your peepers peeled for crabbies. So how many more crabs have we got to get for this mission? 55% of the way through a 37 crab mission.
A good 15 or so.
Built up a mountain or something.
Probably, yes. Crabs famously spawn on mountains.
Spawns all over when it's for a mission. Never in the sensible places.
There's another little cave that I'm not going in caves. If we
Yeah, look
well,
where that goes,
well
sorry.
if we find another canal, it might take us somewhere exciting, but also, you never know, it might take us into a trap. But also, I suspect... Hang on. Are we going to go... No, we're not going to go far enough around to see some more awesome God-struck terrain. Because there is a very, very cool deed somewhere on the north side of Serenity, but we're actually not going to be sailing past it. We're gonna wrap her back around before that. But I reckon I can get us back round to Strongbox, which for some reason I keep wanting to call Strongwall.
Oh, strong wool.
Yeah.
Remember, I thought you said strong wool.
Lightning.
But, you know, I would think that.
So on Cadence, a few weeks ago, Foe wanted you to slay 14 horses. So you got wild horses on for the first time in forever on Cadence. Nice. Tortoise? More tortoises? No crabs? Crabs? I'll stay close-ish to the land so we can keep our peepers peeled for crabs. Classic Foe. Yeah. Those ones that just say random spawns, can you kill any of the type of creature? So unless it has changed, you can kill any creature. It doesn't have to have been spawned for it. It's just that they will spawn a certain amount of that creature type on the server so that it is possible to complete the mission once the mission goes live. So I remember, for example, there being missions that wanted people slaying deer in the past, where people were going and slaying like deer like in enclosures and things, which kind of kills me. I hate when that happens. But yeah, so I think when they changed missions a little bit so that you couldn't use you used to be able to use any Valray item, and they changed it so you can only use the ones specifically for that scenario. So if it's looking for black jewels, not only can you not sack I don't know, soul-struck spirits or something, which you used to be able to do, a different Valray item, you also can't sack that item from a previous mission. I don't think that
Or
counts
from another
either now,
server.
or from another server. Yeah, so you can't import them from other servers. You can't just whip out, from your stash of Valray items, ones with the right name. They now have to be the ones for that specific mission, which made those a lot harder to do, whereas people used to just do them like lightning fast. But I don't think when they changed that, they changed anything about the mobs. So any mob that fits the description is valid. The only exception is for things like traitor missions, because that is a specific mob or a specific tree. I remember racing 2 people on Exodus to a very specific tree while I was building Cair Paravel. I see only lava fiends and hell scorps. No crabs. Normally there's crabs everywhere. There is, however, a glowy just over there. If anybody wants to yeet themselves out and fight a hellhound for it.
I'm alright.
Last time I yeeted myself out of the boat, I started drowning, so... it's currently a bug with a sacrificial knife, so mobs can't be sacked for missions. I read something about that on the forums, yes. And I have never owned a sacrificial knife, and I've never done sacrifice missions, so it's not something I would have noticed. They always seemed like a lot of faff to me, because you've got to be in the god's domain or something. Although, Bun pointed out to me that you can be in the god's domain even if that god isn't dominant, and it will count. It's just, if there's no influence of that god, you can't do it.
Yeah, sometimes you have to lure the creatures back to the god's domain, which is annoying.
That just sounds like so much work, though. But I'm also not somebody who will do the whole sacrifice this many decent things if it's not something that I can create decent or very close to it. Because the idea of imping up a bunch of stuff to quality 30 only to then sack it, and often those missions are like hundreds of items. People are mad.
I make sacrificial knives.
You do? You were the one telling me what goes in them. Why does everyone sacrifice pheasants? Well, maybe that goes back to the day when pheasants used to beat the shit out of noobs. I think people have never quite forgiven them for it. There's what looks like an active deed over there, so I'm just going to give that a wide berth because we don't want to go nosing around somebody's space without invitation on a PvP server. Let me just have a look at where we are, though, so I don't navigate us wrong as we are winding towards the end of the night. Okay, I know where we are. It's all good.
It's like someone does.
It's useful when somebody does.
What an idea, too.
Idea, but it's not a very strong one.
As you know, 99% chance I know where I am.
I know precisely where we are. We're all good. But I reckon I can get us back to Strongbox at least, which seems like a safe-ish place. And I think there's canals around it, right? So we should be able to...
Oh, yeah, no. I've sailed this far when I was hunting for my kit the other day.
Okay. Wait, you came out all this way looking for your kit?
Yeah.
Wow. That's dedication.
So... Probably not quite as far, but certainly up to the northern border kind of area.
Every mob was a tank. Piles of body around Newtown forever burned in your memory. You never found out who had the house full of them. Taro, unfortunately, got caught in a drive-by PvP moida a few weeks ago, and they scattered his stuff all over the server. It must have been more than a month ago, because the last time we streamed was a month ago.
Yeah, a month ago.
Yeah. So we went trawling the server looking for stuff where it had been sort of like scattered along the way as they carried on across the server.
It looks like they kept the good stuff. The purple armor I had.
Everybody wants your purple armor, Darrow.
Yeah.
I can't quite get it in shot. Maybe if I go in third person, there you go. More purple armor. I'm just terrified if I die in PvP combat, somebody's going to take my fancy goblin crown. I like that. Wait, do I want to go down here? Hang on. Let me get my bearings. Just going to beach us on this nice little spit of land here. Don't all go running off up a mountain again.
Oh, that green spider is giving me weird looks.
Well, you know what? But it's not making a beeline for us. maybe it's certain kinds of mobs that are being pathy weird, because
I can kill steal it.
some of them are still getting stuck on terrain, right? Like there are some things that, like, you can see them react, but it's like they can't get off the side of the tile that they're on. So we're both getting this weird scenario where we've got mobs that are getting stuck on terrain, but also mobs that are moving lightning fast from miles away to hone in on players.
I didn't get it that time.
Well, maybe that serves you right for the champion black bear. However, I was meant to be looking at a map, wasn't I? So let me see. Okay, so so no, I don't want to go in here. I don't want to go in here. So get back in. I'm going to sail off without you. Uh-oh. Scooter. Ruffle? I see another Spidey. You see, that looks like a Spidey that's stuck on terrain as well. Right, got Mumin, got Scooter. Have we got Ruffle back yet?
We
Oh,
got a
Ruffle didn't get
unicorn.
out. We do have a... Why have we got a unicorn, Scooter?
Hello.
Sorry, friend. Mumin tamed it. Well, now's your time to untame it, Mumin, or everything's going to kill it, and you're going to send that unicorn to its own death. It was the spider thinking, why are all these players making a beeline for me? Well, you should have seen us at the start of stream, Tuplex. So unfortunately, it actually happened right before we started streaming. But I was saying right at the beginning of the stream, we were lined up ready to do a rift. But there were no rift mobs left. But we got out into this really quite open plain with like maybe a couple of mobs on it. And as soon as we got down there, all of a sudden, all of these mobs, almost as if from nowhere, started coming over the hills. Like we had like troll after troll after troll, and we had goblins, and we had spiders, we had some mountain lions, and a load of rats, and all of them just sort of came swarming over the hillside in like dribs and drabs. So we ended up in a fight with sort of, I don't know, 15, 20 mobs, and then every time we got rid of one wave, like another like 5 or 6 would show up, and it's like we were pulling everything within a certain range, and I don't really know why or what was going on there, but I hear from Scooter and from other people that they've had mobs sort of making a beeline for them from a lot further away than we are used to mobs making a beeline for us from, and also pursuing a lot further. But we did know that was a risk. Because they did say with the repathing stuff that they'd done that we might find that some mobs actually pursue further than we're used to, because they were ideally the repathing was meant to stop them getting stuck in the way that they used to. So they used to sort of like stutter on some tile corners, or they'd get stuck on bridges and things. And then they tried to fix pathing to take that out. But what we've now got is mobs following like tile borders. So we've shown this on stream a couple of times, but if you've got mobs chasing after you and you're on a diagonal road, you get to watch them like zigzag their way in pursuit of you. You don't mind seeing rainbow unicorns about, but you don't like riding them because of the faff. Do you mean because of the extra faff in taming rainbow unicorns? Can we get through there? That kind of sort of looks like a titchy little canal. Maybe? Let's try. Nope, not quite. Okay, I think... Oh, is that a champ? Is that a dead champ on the mountainside, or is it just not in motion because it's too far away? Just trying to... Oh, that's where we are. We don't really want to cross through this bit anyway, but we can cross just a little bit further round. You can't tame more than a dog or a cat. I remember trying to tame my first unicorns, like the first Christmas that I was collecting...
Oh, wait.
What?
Stop.
What?
Stop.
What? What?
Sim team, stop.
What?
We lost one.
What?
Where did we lose Scooter? Someone pointed out a champ. Yes, and I was about to take you to it, Scooter. If he's heading for that champ on the mountainside, we're going the same way. So he's all right. Unless he's found a different one.
I can't even see it. Where is it?
It's right in front of you. It's on
This
the,
one
on the
up
right
here
there.
on the mountain.
But it just looks kind of almost normal size to me. That's the problem.
Of course, for Ruffle, they look like blobs because she's got the phobia filter on.
Champ blob.
You don't appear to be at it though, Scooter, because it's not fighting anything. Are you looking at a different champ than me? Oh, you're nearly at it. I see.
Nearly.
I see. Okay. So now's your time, Ruffle. Go
He's
kill
just gotta get
Steel.
it before-
Go kill Steel. Zoom, zoom. Where is it? Somewhere? Somewhere up there? Oh. There it is. See, nobody's fighting it yet. No, you're just not quite there. So Scooter's running over on foot. Meanwhile, we've sailed round.
Stop it.
See if we can beat him to the champ. Oh, I'm not climbing up there. He's actually up there, though. He's just got to it. Have you got bow and arrows,
Oh.
Ruffle?
No, not on me today.
No.
No.
Yeah, the first Christmas that I was collecting animals, like the very beginnings of Brambleham Wildlife Park, before I had conceived of it as an actual wildlife park. That Christmas, for some reason, GM spawned shitloads
dead.
everywhere. And so I put in quite a lot of hours exploring a lot of servers that I was quite unfamiliar with, looking for GM named spawns to try and bring home, and I found pink angry unicorns, pink fluffy unicorns, which are angry ones, and I also found the yellow ones, which are the yellow ones, scared unicorns. Oh, hang on, I'll come back to you guys. I just realised I just sailed off, and some of you are still up the mountain.
Rude.
Get you back in. Get in. Go, 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 go. Zoom, zoom. Zoom. Ruffle, zoom. No.
Yeah.
You're too busy slapping Scooter and you missed the boat. Look what you did.
Scooter?
Come on.
Scooter slapped me! Why am I getting accused? Why am I getting accused?
She's just too slow.
Meow.
Weighed down
So-
by the guilt of stealing kills from Scooter.
I'm not guilty about that at all.
You were very confused when you came back last Christmas and there were beefaloes on every other deed. Yes, they have spawned an excessive amount of beefaloes across the years. And I could probably tell you, I mean, not how many, but like how many plus a few, because I must have at least 30 or 40 different named beefalo on the wildlife park. It's probably my most prolific GM spawn, because they are a favourite to spawn. But so that Christmas I found and went through all the trials and tribulations of attempting to tame unicorns with very low taming skill. And that's probably what got my taming skill up, because it's still not great. I heard that, Ruffle. Yeah, my taming skill's still not brilliant, but I wised up and I got a folk priest who can charm. But it does mean that at Impelongs, for example, when things get spawned, I'm limited in what Estuary can hand off to Crim as a pet, because I can just about, I think my taming's, I don't know, 40-ish maybe, which is just about enough for unicorns, but it sometimes takes a few attempts. So what are we looking for? It's going to be nature, right? Animal taming 47 now. Back then, I think I was trying to tame with like 20.
Hey, Wolf.
Meemers, where did you get a cheese scone also? Nicely done, Wolf. I kind of want to... Wait. I'm going to be good and I'm not going to slap your backside, although it won't strictly let you. It will let you slap somebody in the hip. Taro, meanwhile, is snogging his catfish. But you can do all kinds of things to all kinds of body parts, and thankfully they've been quite sensible about what you can and can't do where. But like for example, you can kiss a toon, but you can't kiss their face. So you just get this sort of hang on, if I
What is
show
happening?
you still get the kiss sound.
Yes.
Thank you for the follow, Maviax. You still get the kiss sound, but you get that funny whoops. Oh, there's a lady of the lake up there.
Who?
I tell you what, Lady of the Lake, Hota, just up there.
Ah.
But I just need to look at which side of this I need to go, because I'm pretty sure it needs to be the other side. Yeah, I think we can go this way around. Yeah, there you go. So Tara's just done a nice demonstration for me. That's what they get told when you try and kiss them on a body part. What you get told is this. You would really love to kiss Ruffle's face, wouldn't you? So let me do
I didn't need the face though.
Macaroo right on the tune. Well, I don't know.
What are you trying to say?
I've never tried kissing other people's body parts. I have tried slapping them though. Like, you can slap somebody's hip. It's probably just as well you can't do anything worse, otherwise it might be considered griefing. So we are actually just outside of Strongbox of the Serenity Start Town now. So I'm going to find somewhere for us to pull up, because it is now 11:15, and because it's a school night / work night, we try and finish up at a reasonable hour on weeknight streams. Not so with our weekend streams. But I'm just going to take us out the other side. There we go. Ah, you tried to kiss my hand. And yet there is a kiss hand emote all of its own.
Yeah.
So I think they just like put in a blanket, like, you can't do this with body parts things. But I've been in this game 11 years before I realised that you could select specific body parts to kiss. And it will let you kiss boo-boos. So you can kiss somebody's
I wondered
wounds.
where that was going for a second.
Sorry. Yeah. So you can kiss somebody's wounds better. If somebody's like got a grazed knee or a wound, so you can kiss their boo-boos. But not their
Goodness.
not their those.
Only worms.
Only worms, yes.
Say that for only
That's our
worms.
Only Worms content. Tune in half an hour when this stream finishes. The after party stream begins over on Only Worms. But it's weird that they made an exception for that, right? So you can kiss a toon, and you can kiss their wounds specifically. But that is an exception that either that's an exception that somebody put in, or alternatively, I like to think of it that way. That's my headcanon. But the alternative is they disallowed the kissing of all specific body parts, but didn't think to disallow the kissing of wounds, which are a specific thing on a body part. But I like to think that it was there on purpose. I haven't tried slapping somebody's wounds or poking them. Maybe I should. Is anybody injured? Can we poke wounds? Who wants a fight? Remind me to test that next time Calvert and I have a slapping fight on stream.
Scooter wants to fight.
Scooter always wants a fight. I'm not falling for that.
Meemers and Mumin need to get a room, I think.
Meemers and who? Are they doing a bit of slap and tickle?
They're doing lots of tickles.
Slaps and tickles. Behold.
No slaps, just tickles. Oh, there they go.
Slaps and tickles. I've seen them both. Right, I said I was going to find somewhere to pull up, and then I just blithely sailed on, didn't I? So I tell you what, let's.
Where is it? I haven't seen it yet.
Let's double back. Haven't seen what yet?
Strongbox.
We've just been
It's not
sailing
there
around it.
Oh, okay.
It's.
I can't see the big ugly blue statue. That's why.
We've just passed it.
It's not. That is a big shiny foe.
It's a big
Okay.
beautiful foe.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's full of hugs. But we have actually just passed the foe statue. It's just over here somewhere. It's just that there's a little bit of land out here, so we're kind of like on the outer edges. But if I just take us back to this, back this way, we've actually gone a little bit past Strongbox. So we'll go back. We'll park up our boat, and we will wrap up our stream. And take the slaps and the tickles. 2 only worms. Unfortunately, Bun's already had to turn in for the night, because Bun keeps threatening. There you go, there's Foe. Looking for hugs. Because Bun keeps threatening to buy that domain. And one of these days, we might discover that somebody's beaten him to it. It might be me. So if we... That looks like a scorpion. Let's not pull up right next to the scorpion. If we pull up just here, this nice little channel. And Strongbox is just over there on our left. Mumin's slapping himself.
What is going on?
Oh yeah, that's it now.
Now you can see. Yeah. It's right there.
Yes.
The Cookie Monster. So, there you go. Home-ish. Back to our start town. I'm just going to turn it that way, because I guess it's probably going to want to go out in that direction. Right, Memes. You wanted a white horse, and I'm still leading scooters. So, right, Memes, I'm going to stop leading your horse. All yours. And I'll stop leading scooters. All yours. Why am I so heavy? Because I'm all out of stamina. I was like, why am I so heavy? Oh no, Bun is still there. I thought you'd gone, Bun. Ah. There's sheep running loose on Grumpy. Is that like the worm equivalent of a glitter bomb? Ruffle just goes sort of... I was going to say spaffing. Ruffle just goes scattering sheep in her wake. Is that how it works? Do we want some free bookshelf? No, I don't want some free... Where am I going to put free bookshelves, Scooter?
Where the hell do you be hiding them, Scooter?
In his pockets is, probably.
No, they were just here.
Oh, okay. Would anybody like some free bookshelves? Not me.
Where are we going to put them?
In your pockets is, probably.
I can't pick them up, can you? Oh, you can. Okay.
Yeah, they're carryable. So, at the very least, there is a portal at Strongbox, so we know that we can get home from here. And there is our fantastic Cookie Monster. And more wardrobes. You're just moody, so you stay quiet. Why are you moody, Bun? Are you still poorly and fighting off poorlies? Or are you just in a grump, more generally? Ruffle says round up sheep and bring them to Floofshire. She wants them. Scooter has 64 fine high chairs. Ooh. See, I'd have some of those, but I still don't really have anywhere to put them. But if I had a couple of those in my pockets, then I could sit down in style anytime I wanted a rest.
We have one in each hand and fight with them.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've ever put high chairs in my hand. I don't know which position you hold them in. I suspect you don't hold them upright, unfortunately. I really liked Ruffle's wraiths in her hands for Halloween. That was quite good fun. That was quite good fun. I also like my pumpkins. I think my carved pumpkins, I think I've discovered an even better pom-pom than my usual pom-pom poms. Pom-pom-pom-poms. Meemers, sorry, I'm conscious I've just abandoned your boat there. Are you alright to get it back to wherever you snuck it out from? Wherever you had it stashed from here. We can help sail it back somewhere if you need us to.
Yeah. Also, some of us need to go get our horses.
Yes, true. But we can go and, I guess we could sail it back now and get your horses, or you could pick them up at another point. They're probably going to be all right for a little while there, but we probably don't want to leave them there indefinitely, I guess. So anyway, we're going to wrap up the stream there. We did a rift. We did a bit of a slaughter. Nobody died. I'm very sad that nobody died. One of these days, have we had anybody die on stream on Epic yet? Not sure that we have, We've had people die off stream, obviously, collecting gravestones, and I haven't had the delight of smushing anybody else's corpses into things, but...
Meemers killed a horse on stream.
That's true. Meemers did kill her own horse on stream.
I
Don't think that really counts, though. I should have tried harder to die. Well, I got pretty close. I was so busy waffling. And frequently, pulling up things like my skills journal or my journal or my skills window or stuff while ogres were just smashing me in the head. Frankly, I'm amazed that I didn't. But apparently, it does too count. You love that horse. Meemers, you'd had that horse like, what, a day? I was sorry for you, though. But, I mean, I could have killed Taro, as we discovered it's super easy to accidentally attack your friends and become hunted. But I stepped back as soon as I realised it's just the rest of you were red for a while. But
yeah,
anyway,
I didn't realise it was a pet until too late.
Anyway, I keep Ruffle beat up your pet rat. Wow. Wow.
It took me a while to realise it had a different colour outline.
Oh, I see.
Anyone want a lift?
And yet, all that time that... Hang on. Meh, do I want a lift?
Maybe wait a minute, Meemers.
Yeah, I mean, hang fire. Let me just wrap up the stream and let me figure out then. I might step through a portal here, but I do also need to go get my horse. So yeah. So anyway, we're going to wrap up the stream here. We should be back in another couple of weeks for some more epic adventures, and we'll figure out what we're going to do then. Last time we did goblin camps. This time we did a rift, which is my first rift since they redid rifts. And next Saturday, Bun and I should be out doing some treasure hunting on release if anybody wants to join us for that. And I will let you know when I know if Calvert and I are going to be out on Friday. So yeah, treasure hunting with Bun next Saturday. And the weekend after that, I will probably be doing the Luna Long because I can't do it this weekend because I'm out with Bun. So I will try and go and get to the Luna Long, except if Tracker said that she was going to be streaming throughout. And I don't know if that means she would rather that other streamers didn't drop by. I've popped a message on the thread, but she hasn't responded yet. So I might go to the Luna Long if she's open to other streamers coming, but if not, I shall go and visit off stream anyway because I like Luna Longs. So that's what's coming up next. And I don't know if we've still got Griff in chat, but if you didn't know, Griff's back streaming Worm, which is very exciting. We're all very supportive. So if you're not following Factional Fight, go and give him a follow because Griff's streaming over there. Tan, are you going to get back to your streaming schedule? I know you were on a bit of a break because you had family down. Are you now back to your weekday streaming? I feel like I saw one pop up the other day in the middle of my work day. So Tantail in chat is also doing a bit of Worm streaming. Usually weekdays, early afternoon, if you're over on our side of the world. Griff was doing Saturday streams for those of us over this side of the world in the UK. I think for Griff that was a Saturday morning, but I think Griff's now gone back to Friday streams. So there's a few of us about who are streaming. You should come and try and catch some of them. But there's also like a wealth of other people who are streaming Worm now. I have seen more Worm streamers, different Worm streamers, like in the past month than I think I've seen the whole time I've been playing Worm. It's super. So lots of stuff out there to catch if you like just having one in the background. So we'll leave it there. Thanks, Ruffle and Taro, for the company. Thank you, Epic Adventurers, for keeping me alive during rifts. Thank you to the residents of Serenity. I don't know if any of you lot are still watching, for keeping us, for holding on to the rift long enough for us to come and join it, and for healing us along the way. I got quite a lot of heals to keep me upright while I was busy waffling and not noticing what a state I was in during that rift. So thank you very much, you guys, as well. And also a bit of a shout out to the residents of Serenity for those goblin camps, because some of those goblin camps were found and held for us so that we could go and do some goblin camps on stream the other week, and that was also very, very kind of them, because it's nice to be able to show that stuff off. So that's it. We'll be back in a couple of weeks on the Epic servers, and I will be back next Saturday in my usual streaming slot, hopefully. No more poorlies for me. Take care, everybody, and good night. Night, guys.